Fox News for Catholics to say goodbye to Pope Francis. That was at a rosary hours after the Pope died of a stroke that led to heart failure at the age of 88.
The Vatican's announced the funeral mass of Pope Francis will begin this Saturday at 10 a.m. local time. That's 4 a.m. Eastern. It will take place, as expected, in front of St. Peter's Basilica in the Vatican City. Presided over by Cardinal Giovanni Battista Re, the 91-year-old Dean of the College of Cardinals. World leaders will be in attendance, including President Donald Trump. This morning, Pope Francis is being taken to St. Peter's Basilica to lie in state.
That's Fox's Jonathan Savage. That public viewing will start tomorrow morning. After the funeral, a conclave of cardinals will gather to decide who will be the next pope in a secret balloting to replace Francis, who led the Catholic Church for 12 years. The controversy simmers around Kilmar Abrego Garcia, who was mistakenly deported with other alleged gang members last month.
4 House Democrats visited El Salvador yesterday to push for the suspected gang member's release, but were denied a meeting with him. And now they are demanding daily proof of life updates.
That's Fox's Brooks Singman. The Trump administration insists Abrego Garcia is a gang member and shouldn't be brought back to live here. Harvard is suing the Trump administration, trying to unblock more than $2 billion in federal funding, claiming freezing its funds is unlawful and an overreach. The administration trying to force Harvard and other universities to change policies and deal with anti-Semitism following pro-Palestinian protests. Millions of Americans with student loan debt no longer getting a break.
The Education Department will resume collection of student loans in default next month. Loan repayments have not been collected since March 2020 as part of the federal COVID pandemic response. More than 5 million borrowers are in default on federal student loans. Collections will begin May 5th and could include garnishing wages.
That's Jared Halpern. America's listening to Fox News.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
He says they're not acknowledging his party's efforts. There's nothing on radar this morning. 46 degrees in downtown Indianapolis. Your high today, 73. I'm Ryan Hedrick. Here's what's trending at 6:02.
We're asking to be full partners in this. I know we have a speaker. You have the governor.
That's State Rep Gregory Porter of Indianapolis talking about the state's budget.
We as Democrats, the ones that represent, it's about 40 of us in the House and the Senate. We want to be part of that number.
And Porter says the Democratic plan to close the budget shortfall includes a $2 tax increase on each pack of cigarettes sold in the state, which he said could generate about $800 million in revenue. Increasing affordable housing opportunities is the goal of the Indianapolis Neighborhood Housing Partnership, which broke ground on a project in the city of Southport Monday.
This house is really built very well. The quality homes are very well. I would love to move my family into an NHP home because the quality's built so well. Not to toot our own horn or anything like that, but these are really quality builds.
That's Dwight Cliff Jr. with Cliff's Construction. He told Wish TV the home is going up at Church and Jefferson Streets. It'll cost about $300,000 to build, but a subsidy will lower the price so people with qualifying incomes can afford it. A high-speed chase began in southern Indiana and ended up in Kentucky on Monday. Here's John Herrick.
He's got a sword.
That's video of the incident that showed up on social media. State police say it turns out that a woman named Nina Adelina DeVillas of Santa Claus, Indiana, crashed her car after driving recklessly, got out of it, and swung the sword at an officer, took his police car, and drove off. Police officers went after her, and she ended up in Kentucky. The cops say she crashed the patrol car in an open field and was eventually arrested, but it took a taser to subdue her. John Herrick, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
Game 2 of the NBA playoffs tonight downtown at Gainbridge Fieldhouse as the Indiana Pacers look to go up 2 games on the Milwaukee Bucks. Coverage over on 93.5 and 107.5 The Fan begins at 6:30. They'll tip it off at 7. I'm Ryan Hedrick on the level, on the go, and at WIBC.com. Traffic and weather together in 1 minute. It's 6:04.
Promises made, promises kept. Governor Mike Braun's bold leadership is already getting things done for Hoosiers. Governor Braun and State House Republicans are delivering massive property tax cuts. We're talking nearly $1.5 billion in relief. That's real money back in homeowners' pockets. But Braun didn't stop there. He cut local income tax capacity by nearly $2 billion and capped the local income tax rate to protect Hoosiers. And Braun led the fight to reform local government taxes, giving Hoosiers more say by requiring referendums be held in high-turnout elections. Thanks to Governor Braun and State House Republicans, your property taxes will be lower. Future increases are reined in, and the system is now more transparent. Visit HoosierHope.org and let Governor Braun and Republican legislators know you support historic property tax cuts. Paid for by HoosierHope.org.
There's a semi rolled up in a ditch in Boone County. This is Michigan Road near County Road 400 North. Now, emergency crews are waiting for the sun to come up to begin cleanup. But in the meantime, in Boone County, we have an overturned semi near Michigan Road and County Road 400 North. Please be cautious in that area and be prepared to reroute in case it's closed. Inbound 69 looking fantastic right now. State Road 37 to 465, that's 4 minutes. And continuing on inbound Benford Boulevard from the I-69 interchange down to Meridian Penn is 14 minutes at the moment. No problems there. Traffic sponsored by Rapid Radios. Rapid Radios are instant push-to-talk walkie-talkies offering national LTE coverage. For a limited time, go to rapidradios.com now for 60% off and free UPS shipping. Add code radio and get an extra 5% off. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
Marcus Bailey, Wish TV meteorologist. What's happening?
Hey, Tony, good morning. It is a little chilly here to start things off this morning, but plenty of sunshine today, and lighter winds should make for a wonderful afternoon with warmer temperatures. I'm going to go with a high of 78 later on this afternoon. Tonight, mostly clear skies. We'll call it comfortably cool and quiet, a low of 52. Wednesday, mostly sunny. Again, very warm, calm, a high of 78. Thursday, partly cloudy and warmer, a high of 81. Our next chance for showers and thunderstorms arrives Friday, but still pretty warm with highs into the mid-70s.
That is Marcus Bailey of Wish TV. Marcus, thank you. You do fine work, sir. Oh, well, not even a thank you, Tony. Jeepers. What an elitist. 46 degrees in the American Standard Cooling Weather Center. The time is 6:07.
This hour on 93 WIBC, powered by Reinhardt Heating and Cooling, your American Standard air dealer in Hendricks County.
Todd Rokita, he's the Attorney General, and he is suing the Department of Homeland Security, and you don't see that every day. The Trump administration Department of Homeland Security. The lawsuit between the Attorney General and the Secretary of State, Diego Morales, against DHS, allegedly failing to verify citizenship status of more than 550,000 state voters. What am I missing in how this works? The Attorney General will be with us a little bit later in the show. Tony Katz, 93 WIBC. Good morning. I wonder if our esteemed Democratic Party thinks that that's a waste of time. Knowing who's on the voting rolls, making sure that they're the right people. Is this also some kind of problem and culture war and a real attack on the citizenry? Should you be voting yes or no? If the argument is we have laws, which should be the argument, and we are a nation of laws and not a nation of men, the same argument that has these people screaming about this El Salvadorian Kilmar Abrego Garcia, same rules should apply. Sometimes these same rules don't apply. Well, this is the argument they're making about the political right. You don't care about this guy's due process. I think the due process argument has come and gone. Of course he got due process. And don't look at me. I think we should bring him back. And then he should be in a jail cell. He's not going back to his family. He's not going back to some good life. He broke the law. He's here illegally. He is connected to MS-13 no matter what anybody screams. I've got multiple judges. I've got multiple pieces of law enforcement that have said so. Now, if you want to argue they're all lying, well, knock yourself out with that conspiracy theory. Let us know what you come up with. If the court order says you can't send him, bring him back. But that doesn't mean he gets to go back to his life. No. He's not an American citizen, no matter how much the American left wants him to be, or, more to the point, how much they want to dismiss the idea of being an American citizen. What matters is they get themselves a voter. What, this isn't the play? The play isn't the long game of who they can grab as a voter, considering how many young voters they're losing? Because this is the fight they're having. Not a fight based on the rule of law, but rather a fight that says we support people who have broken the law more than we support people who get killed by those who break the law. But the rule of law matters, and it should, and we should uphold it, even when it's uncomfortable. Change the law is fine by me. So I want the Democratic Party cheering this look into who should be on the voter rolls. Cheer it. Go on. Loudly. Let me hear those claps. Why don't I hear anything? You would think that people so dedicated to the Constitution and the rule of law and ensuring that voting is sacred, but nothing yet. Meanwhile, we'll speak with the Attorney General, Todd Rokita, in the 8 o'clock hour. Hear what this lawsuit's about. Was it necessary? What are our issues? What are they trying to get done? I'll bring that to you. Tony Katz, 93 WIBC. Good morning.
This is Gary Dick. Ground will be broken for a $19 million apartment complex at 632. Brought to you by the 12,000 Hoosier men and women with Laborers District Council and affiliated local unions that build Indiana. We are LIUNA.
Comcast Business helps turn today's small businesses into engines of modern business. It's how restaurants become reliably up and running neighborhood favorites. How retailers become seamlessly restocking, cyber-securing, must-visit shops. And how healthcare offices become the data managing caregivers that we all depend on. With reliable connectivity, enhanced cybersecurity, advanced fiber solutions, and Wi-Fi backup, Comcast Business is powering the engine of modern business. Powering possibilities.
Now through May 4th, new customers can get started with 300 megabit internet and Security Edge for $69 a month for 24 months. And ask how to get free installation on qualifying bundles. Plus, find out how to get a $500 prepaid card on a qualifying gig bundle. Call today. Restrictions apply. Not available in all areas. Requires enrollment in paperless billing and automatic payments with bank account. Equipment, taxes, and other fees extra. After 24 months, regular rates apply.
Pat Sullivan here for Gutter Helmet. Spring is here. Are you still putting screens on your gutters? You know, if the holes are too big, debris gets in, and you're still cleaning your gutters. If the holes are too small, it sits on top, and now you're cleaning the screens. I have Gutter Helmet on my home, and it has no holes, slots, or screens. It keeps the debris out and the water in. Since 1981, Gutter Helmet has been America's #1 choice for gutter protection. Right now, Gutter Helmet is offering a 17% discount plus 12 months no interest financing if paid in full within 12 months. Call 800-5HELMET, that's 800-5HELMET, to schedule a free estimate. 17% off is good through April. Restrictions apply and cannot be combined with other offers. Call Gutter Helmet today at 800-5HELMET. That's 800-5HELMET, or gutterhelmetindy.com, and never clean your gutters again.
That's are us. When dreams sunk in, that's are us.
Right now, get $1,500 off a shower or tub replacement or $3,000 off a full bathroom remodel, plus low to no monthly payments. Call 765-545-BATH to schedule your free estimate or go to that'sareus.com. 765-545-BATH.
That's are us. When dreams sunk in, that's are us.
Traffic on the 5s and Matthew Bear, what's going on?
Northeast of Lebanon, a semi is rolled in a ditch near Michigan Road 421 and County Road 400 North. So this is going to be near 421 and County Road 400 North. And please, I'd stay clear of the area if you can. If not, prepare for delays. Looking at southbound 465 heading to the airport on the southwest side, that looks good right now as you get ready to link up to I-70, make it out to Indianapolis International. Nothing slowing us down at the moment. Traffic sponsored by Rapid Radios. Rapid Radios are instant push-to-talk walkie-talkies offering national LTE coverage. For a limited time, go to rapidradios.com now for 60% off and free UPS shipping. Add code RADIO and get an extra 5% off. I'm Matt Bear with traffic on the 5s. Follow us at WIBC Traffic.
46 degrees in the American Standard Cooling Weather Center. The time is 6:15.
It's the Bash Sale, the biggest automotive sale in history. Your local Bill Estes dealerships are coming in hot with deals on trucks you don't want to miss. We have a huge selection of trucks at one easy online stop. Brand new Chevy, Ford, GMC, Jeep, Ram, and Toyota trucks with a massive pre-owned selection too. Plus, our fair and direct upfront pricing means what you see is what you pay. Shift into savings during the Bash Sale, only at Bill Estes dealerships, and drive away in your dream truck today. Online at BillEstesTrucks.com.
Millions of Americans take medicine like Ozempic and Zepbound. Many of them are overpaying by thousands of dollars a year. These GLP-1 medications for diabetes, weight loss, and more may not always be covered by your insurance, but GoodRx can help. GoodRx helps you save every month on prescriptions at over 70,000 pharmacies nationwide. Best of all, it's free to use. Check GoodRx to save on GLP-1s. Just go to GoodRx.com/GLP. That's GoodRx.com/GLP. GoodRx is not insurance, but can be used instead of insurance, including Medicare and other federal and state-funded programs.
From a fast break to recovery, Indiana hospitals are here for every Hoosier, regardless of their ability to pay. That's why we're teaming up with legislators on a winning playbook to lower costs and protect access to care across our communities. Because good policy doesn't leave anyone on the sidelines. Learn more at HoosierLifeline.com.
Paid for by the Indiana Hospital Association.
Plumbing problems stink. The LD Smith Crew can handle anything. Call today for $50 off any plumbing repair, big or small.
LD Smith Plumbing.
A dirty, stinking honest.
Inside Indiana Business Radio, the news you need to get ahead. Indiana's business news leader, weekdays at 6:32 a.m. and 5:56 p.m. on WIBC.
This was such a problem in the military, but I'm glad that I'm able to help get it solved. Tony Katz, 93 WIBC. Good morning. Good to be with you. I have never served in the military, but I have watched 7 episodes of F Troop. With this allows me to have a certain level of expertise. Let me explain what's happening here. There is another military leader, a commander, this of Fort McCoy, who was relieved of duty because, as reported, while the military says there was no misconduct, we simply removed her, she refused to install the photos of President Trump, Vice President Vance, and Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth on a wall displaying their chain of command. This is the second time this has come up. Military leaders, allow me to help you. Put up the pictures and shut up. No. Don't tell me about the stars on your shoulders. Don't tell me about the medals on your chest. Don't tell me about your valor. And don't say to me, you never picked up the weapon. Put up the pictures and shut up. Because if you are as big and as tough and as strong and as respectable as you want to make us believe you are, a photo isn't going to destroy you. But when you can't put up the photo, everything else goes away. Don't tell me about your training. Don't tell me about your history. Don't tell me about how tough something was. Don't tell me about your so-called valor. Just put up the pictures You don't have to like the pictures. I never said you had to like the pictures. I don't care if in your head every day you walk by that photo wall and say, I can't believe it. Put up the pictures. That's it. Stop having feelings. Stop having opinions. Publicly, at least. Keep that stuff deep down inside, bottled inside, until it gives you the ulcer that will eventually lead to your honorable discharge, which I now question whether you deserve. Shut your mouth and put up the picture. I didn't know this was so hard. I can't believe I have to be the guy who tells you this. Good Lord. There's no way this is twice. Get a hold of yourselves, for the love of the Lord. Meanwhile, it seems all the arrangements have been made now after the passing of Pope Francis, which the Vatican did announce was a stroke that happened in the early morning hours. So that is all said and done. That funeral will take place on Saturday. President Trump, the First Lady, will be in attendance, according to the initial reports. Conclave will take place after that. And as they have been assembling this list of leading candidates, because there are people who follow this, who track this, the politics of the papacy, there are some interesting names, and people are going to have thoughts, because these are people who would have writings and who have given speeches, and these things are going to be looked at. Honestly, I'm not sure what Catholics are in the mood for. I'm not sure what the church is engaged in, what their philosophy is. Is it about younger parishioners and people coming to the church? Is this about a return to less woke ideology and more Catholicism? Is this about trying to, quote unquote, bridge the gap and being more welcoming? I'm not sure where they see any part of it. I know things about things. I'm not going to pretend with you here, guys. This is, I'm learning it like you are. But if you have thoughts, I do want to hear them. If you're Catholic, I want to know what it is that you think. Just send me an email, Tony@TonyKatz.com. I did get an email from someone who told me that being Jewish is silly. That was true. That they sent me this because I follow certain Jewish traditions based on the Exodus story, Passover. Is it true that you actually refrain from certain things because of your belief in the Exodus? That is the silliest and saddest thing I have ever heard. You are a very intelligent person. However, you must suffer from that special mental illness. But don't worry. He wants you to know that the Catholic Church, with all of its nonsensical human-created rules and regulations, runs neck and neck with the evil and absurdity fairy tales found in the Jewish Bible. To believe in any of this stuff requires a special sort of mental illness. Well, allow me. If you want to be a dime store Christopher Hitchens, you're more than welcome to. I'm not about to stop you. And when I say dime store, I mean in your case, sir, I would get change. Christopher Hitchens, whether we're talking about his writing, God is Not Great, or his many conversations to which he was truly brilliant. I would put forth to you that I don't know if Christopher Hitchens is right, but he ain't wrong. I take that as absolutely true. The story of Passover, the story of the Exodus, the story of freedom over bondage is such an important, valuable, good story that the idea of taking a week to remind yourself that freedom is better and a physical reminder of that, not the worst thing in the world. You want to call it silly? That's fine. I sleep like a baby knowing I'm never once going to have you in my home. if we want to argue, as Hitchens has had argued in his life eloquently, that good people will do terrible things in the name of religion, that is absolutely true. That is a factual statement. If you want to argue that the concept of a code, the concept of rules, the concept of a morality set is silly, well then I think we've got ourselves an issue, because that certainly is not silly. Doesn't affect you that somebody may turn to religion for that. If that person in their religion is affecting you, well, that would be different. The Christian proselytizes, let's say. And no, I've never been a guy down for proselytizing. But they're standing on a street corner saying why they believe that Jesus is Lord. And I say, knock yourself out. The leftist proselytizes by saying boys can be girls, and if you as a parent want to stop your child from taking puberty blockers, we take your child away from you. I oppose that. I think within that is the great difference. I'm not looking for the Crusades, man. A reminder that my people were once slaves and now we're not, and that you better think of it as you were the slave, otherwise you will be one again. True, I probably don't need to go a week without eating bread to know that. But I think it's okay to remind myself and my kids of why it's so important. Not only do I think it, I do it. And that's that. You want to call it mental illness, you feel free, but there's real mental illness out there. Real stuff out there. This ain't it. Matt Bear has got traffic. What's up, Matthew?
Northeast of Lebanon, it is a crash in a rolled semi-trailer near US 421 and County Road 400 North. Please be careful in that area. You might want to stay clear. Looking at westbound 70 into downtown, 4 minutes from 465 on the east side. Everything coming out of the south split towards the airport on westbound 70. No sweat, moving up to speed. Traffic sponsored by B-Window. Right now, B-Window is extending their employee discount to you. Get 55% off all products and services, plus 18 months, no interest or payments. Trust a local, trust employee owned, trust your home to bwindow.com. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
This is Rob.
And this is Casey.
We'll recap the property tax rally. Did Casey behave herself?
Join us Tuesday, 9 until noon on 93 WIBC.
Hey, it's Rob for Universal Windows Direct. If spring cleaning has you thinking about spring upgrading, this is the month to do it. Freshen up your home's look, boost your energy efficiency, and save big during Universal Windows Direct's Spring Home Improvement event. Right now, it's their classic fan favorite offer, buy 2 windows, get 2 free, no limit. And for a limited time, Universal Windows Direct is also offering no interest until 2030. That's right, upgrade your home today and don't pay a cent in interest for 6 whole years. And here's the real spring surprise. Get a bonus $500 off your home improvement project. There's never been a better time to bundle and save with Universal Windows Direct. Some restrictions may apply, so call today, 317-659-7574. 317-659-7574. Get all the information and schedule your totally free in-home estimate. And see everything for yourself on the web, universalwindowsdirect.com, universalwindowsdirect.com. Tell them Rob sent you.
Spring has sprung and Indiana's floodgates have opened, meaning everything is growing, including your roots. Underground root growth knows no bounds and can wreak havoc on your sewer system, causing potential damage to your home. My friends at Hope Plumbing want to help you stay ahead of the rain by offering $300 off any sewer repair or replacement. This offer excludes drain cleanings. Call Hope Plumbing at 641-HOPE or visit them online at hopeplumbing.com and stay dry this spring.
Spring's here and it's time for a new patio. Indy Decorative Concrete is offering free demolition. Offer ends April 30th. Visit IndyDecorativeConcrete.com for details.
This is Danny Reinhardt with Reinhardt Heating and Cooling. Give us a call for any of your heating and cooling needs. We're here to serve you. 317-745-4526.
Reinhardt is your trusted local independent American Standard air dealer.
Hammer and Nigel Show 306 this afternoon. Pacers in the playoffs. Jeff Boggs in studio. Some caller roulette. Let's have a day.
'93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
Remembering the Pope. There's nothing on radar, and it's 46 degrees in downtown Indianapolis. Your high today, 73. I'm Ryan Hedrick. Here's what's trending at 6:30.
He was strong, but he was a beautiful man with a beautiful heart.
That Hoosier man talking about what he'll remember most about Pope Francis.
Who taught us all about humility and mostly taught us about obedience.
Pope Francis's body will lie in state at St. Peter's Basilica at the Vatican starting Wednesday. The late pontiff died Monday at 88. Pope Francis's funeral will be Saturday morning in St. Peter's Square. President Trump is standing by his defense secretary after reports of a second signal leak.
It's just fake news. They just bring up stories. I guess it sounds like disgruntled employees.
And Trump responding to an NPR report that says he's in the process of replacing Pete Hegseth. Shortly after a semi-truck pulled off to the side of I-65 in northern Indiana Monday afternoon, a fire caused both a spectacle and a major mess. Here's Chris Davis.
We believe right now it was a brake fire. They pulled over, saw the brakes were extremely hot.
Indiana State Police Sergeant Glenn Fifield describing what started the tractor-trailer fire on I-65 in the southbound lanes near Roselawn Monday afternoon about 1.
There was nothing they could do. It caught on fire. So the tractor caught on fire and then it spread to the trailer.
He says the trailer was loaded with cans of spray paint, which are highly flammable. That caught the woods on fire in the median and on the side of the interstate and burned the interstate itself so badly that it turned to gravel, providing NDOT with a challenge in road repair. Chris Davis, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
The Oscar-winning film Conclave is available for streaming starting today on Amazon Prime Video. The film centers on the death of a pope and the process of electing a new one. It comes as Pope Francis died Monday from a stroke. I'm Ryan Hedrick on the level on the go and at WIBC.com. Traffic, weather, and sports together in 3 minutes. It's 6:32.
This is Inside Indiana Business Radio. I'm Gary Dick. Lafayette-based real estate development firm Ironman Properties will break ground today on Element 26 Apartments, a 78-unit complex near Columbian Park in Lafayette. The $19 million project designed to address what the firm says is a growing demand for housing in the area. Pennsylvania-based Doral Renewables has tapped NovaSource Power Services to serve as the operations and maintenance and generator operator for the $1.5 billion Mammoth Solar Project in Northwest Indiana. NovaSource says its goal is to ensure maximum efficiency, reliability, and compliance for the solar farm, which is expected to generate enough electricity to power about 250,000 homes in Indiana and Illinois. A Zionsville mom's journey to find the right therapist for her daughter has grown into a business that helps connect other families with providers. TheraPro founder and CEO Tiffany Vivo's daughter has Down syndrome. She tried to find a quick and easy way to search for therapists, but ran into issues.
It seems bananas to think you have to wait a year to get services for your child when we all know early intervention is what really makes the difference. When we found the right therapist, it was like, wow, this is fantastic, but there's got to be an easier way.
Fort Wayne-based Metalex has announced a series of changes to its executive leadership team. Among them, the aluminum recycling and processing company has promoted Stan Gish to CEO. You're listening to Inside Indiana Business Radio.
We build Indiana. The Laborers International Union of North America builds and maintains roads, bridges, and other essential infrastructure that make us the crossroads of America. So thanks to LIUNA members' work, Hoosiers have a better quality of life, like access to utilities, easier routes to jobs, schools, or medical care, and deliveries keep moving. We build Indiana for good jobs and stronger communities. The Laborers International Union of North America. We are LIUNA.
Indiana's regions are as diverse as the businesses that power them. Discover what's possible for your community at the Innovate Indiana series, presented by Indiana University and Old National Bank. We're hitting 9 regions to explore business expansion and attraction, workforce, entrepreneurship and innovation, and Indiana's tech hubs. First stop, Southwest Indiana, April 29th at the University of Evansville. Hear from Secretary of Education Katie Jenner and local leaders. Reserve your seat at ibj.com/innovate. Greater Lafayette Commerce has tapped executive search firm Jorgensen Pace to conduct a national search for its next president and CEO. The move follows the departure of Scott Walker, who stepped down in January to take another role in Louisiana. Jorgensen Pace specializes in executive searches for chambers of commerce, economic development organizations, and nonprofits. This is Gary Dick for 93 WIBC.
We have a west side crash, Washington Street at Bridgeport Road. Also a crash on the east side, Post Road at Troy Avenue. It's a crash northeast of Lebanon, US 421 near County Road 400 North. This is a semi rolled in a ditch near that area of 421 and County Road 400 North. Had to be careful in the area, please. Traffic sponsored by Indiana Foundation Services. Water damaging your home? Contact Indiana Foundation Service, the basement concrete foundation experts. Get your free inspection today. Learn more at IndianaFoundationService.com. Licensed in all states where work is performed. I'm Matt Bear with traffic on the 5s. Follow us at WIBC Traffic.
45 degrees in the American Standard Cooling Weather Center. The time is 6:36. Let's check on sports. Ryan Hedrick, what's happening?
Tony, the Indiana Pacers could take a 2-0 lead tonight in their best-of-7 playoff series against the Milwaukee Bucks, but the Bucks are eyeing a potential return for guard Damian Lillard just weeks after he was diagnosed with a blood clot in his right calf.
When there's a potential to add a guy like Lillard to the mix, that's extreme. You know, you're putting a first ballot Hall of Famer into the lineup. And so, look, we've played against him enough. We have an idea of what to expect there.
That said, Coach Rick Carlisle, the Pacers have not won the first 2 games of a playoff series in the first round since 2018. Tonight's game starts at 7. The NFL draft starts on Thursday, and Colts general manager Chris Ballard says, heck yeah, they'd consider taking a quarterback.
If there's a player that we deem is worthy of it, absolutely. Why wouldn't we?
And the draft will be held in Green Bay. Sports brought to you by Ball State Athletics. I'm Ryan Hedrick on the level on the go and at WIBC.com.
Okay, we are running a car drive right now to help veterans all across America. So if you have an old car, truck, or van, even a motorcycle or an RV sitting around, you can right now give it away and help the vets. They really need your help. And your car will help support the vets and their families. And guess what? You even get a tax donation. Plus, we'll even come and pick up your car for free. And all you've got to do is pick up your phone right now and make a free call. Now is the perfect time to do something good for the vets. Give back to the vets right now for all they've done for this country. And your old car can really help them. So call the Veterans Car Donation Program right now for free pickup of your vehicle. Help the vets and help your taxes at the same time. Call right now.
800-883-3024. 800-883-3024. 800-883-3024. That's 800-883-3024.
As a caregiver, remember it's important to prioritize your own physical, mental, and emotional health. This is Tina McIntosh, president of Joy's House and co-host of the Caregiver Crossing radio program. In a moment, I'll explain how looking out for yourself isn't about being selfish. It's being sensible.
At Cardon Senior Living Communities, you'll find our teams share a commitment to enhancing the lifestyle and well-being of the people we serve every day at every stage of life.
You simply can't always be the best version of you on this caregiving journey. As cliche as it may sound, connecting with others who share your experience is my #1 recommendation for caregivers. You'll soon realize you're not alone, and in the process, discover a much-needed network of aid and compassion. More tips like this are available anytime at caregivercrossingradio.org. With new weekly content created by Joy's House and distributed in partnership with Network Indiana, we're an on-air and online support group for Hoosier family caregivers. Hear conversations with experts, access a library of online education, and more at caregivercrossingradio.org.
The worst person I know.
It's time for another episode of Jasmine Crockett Masterpiece Theater. The representative from Texas, the leader of the Democratic Party, has many, many, many things to say. Each one of them a masterpiece. Here on Jasmine Crockett Masterpiece Theater, we highlight the best of the representative and her mouth. Today, an epic tale of a congresswoman saying, "Try me and find out. After all, I am truly a black woman."
I want y'all to know that every day that I walk in those halls, regardless of whatever rhetoric they put out about me, I am a very serious lawmaker. At the same time, if you try me, you will find out. I just want to be clear about that, because I am truly a black woman at the same time. So
this has been another exciting edition of Jasmine Crockett Masterpiece Theater. Sponsorships now available. Nothing like being a serious lawmaker by having to tell everybody that you're a serious lawmaker. Okay, I'm going to believe you. Sure. Why not? I enjoy the music of Bob Dylan. No issue with Bob Dylan. But even I have my limits. And this is insane. There is a guy who lives in Ohio who has seen Bob Dylan 128 times in concert. That's just too much. Listen, this is probably amongst my top 3 favorite Dylan tunes. Tangled Up in Blue, sensational.
Early one morning, the sun was shining. I was laying in bed, wondering if she changed it all, if her hair was still red. Her folks, they said our lives together sure was gonna be rough.
128 times? Nah. Just nah. Tony Katz, 93 WIBC. Good morning.
I paid some dues getting through, tangled up in blue.
Another update is just minutes away.
Pope Francis has died. Pope Francis passed away in the morning of Easter Monday after his final public appearance.
Hear the news.
Tributes are pouring in from leaders around the world. He was the first pope ever from Argentina and Latin America.
As events happen.
Blowout for the Indiana Pacers, who beat the Milwaukee Bucks on Saturday.
We'll happen to be there.
Game 2, Tuesday at 7 at Gamebridge Fieldhouse.
93 WIBC Mobile News.
Applied Innovation has made a lot of IT directors happy with their managed print services offering. Listen to a few of them talk about Applied Innovation. Chris Pfeiffer, IT Director for Doran Mayhew.
So we were able to reduce the number of machines that we use, but increase their capacity. And then basically we cut our managed print services bill in half by doing that.
Applied Innovation customer Linda Philly Watson, Director of IT at LaSalle, Bristol.
The devices are well managed, they're well maintained, well supported, and that's less time for me. More time for me to spend on other projects, on other priorities.
Applied Innovation customer Craig Gilliam, IT Director for Suncoast Skin Solutions.
I think it's just the simplicity of everything. They're quick, fast, and so if you need any help, they're on the spot.
Applied Innovation, office technology made simple, backed by a partner you can trust. Call Applied Innovation today, 800-521-0983, or visit appliedinnovation.com.
Hi, I'm Charlie Comer, owner of Comer & Cross Concrete Floors. If you're even thinking about a new garage floor, I promise you will love your new Comer & Cross garage floor more than any home improvement you do. Every single day for years to come. That's why so many builders use Comer & Cross. And Comer & Cross patios look way better than a new one at a fraction of the cost. Comer & Cross garage floors and patios are the gold standard. guaranteed to never chip, crack, or show tire lift like epoxy or paint ever. And we make it so easy. We are all courteous uniform pros. We have the equipment and know-how to fix your concrete perfectly before applying your gleaming, new, proprietary Comer & Cross finish. We even take your stuff out for you. For your quick and easy, no sales pressure estimate, please call us right now at 1-800-NEW-FLOOR. That's 1-800-NEW-FLOOR. Or go to comercross.com.
Traffic on the 5s. Matt Bear, what's happening?
Crash west side, Washington at Bridgeport Road. Crash on the east side, Post Road at Troy Avenue. Crash northeast of Lebanon near US 421 and County Road 400 North. A semi is rolled in a ditch, and they're waiting until the sun to come out to begin cleanup on that. Sun looks like that's kind of out. That's good. Northbound 65 slow out of the North Split 2 West Street. Traffic sponsored by Indy Decorative Concrete. Spring's here, and it's time for a new patio. Indy Decorative Concrete is offering free demolition. Offer ends April 30th. Visit IndyDecorativeConcrete.com for details. I'm Matt Bear with traffic on the 5s. Follow us at WIBC Traffic.
We have, I don't know where we are. What do we have? 45 degrees? Perfect. 45 degrees in the American Standard Cooling Weather Center. The time is 6:46.
This is Joe Cordell. Cordell & Cordell is the nation's largest family law firm, but we're more than just size. We're part of your community. With offices across the country, our attorneys and staff live and work right where you do. And because we're local, we know your courts, your laws, and your legal community. When divorce puts your future on the line, you need a firm that's both powerful and personal. Call Cordell & Cordell.
Schedule an appointment with one of Cordell & Cordell's Indianapolis area attorneys. 101 West Ohio Street, Suite 1250, Indianapolis, Indiana 46204.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting great candidates? Well, they're not hard to find when you go to ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. People who are actively looking for jobs like yours. So it's easy to find the right person fast. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Now that spring is here, storms can happen at any time. WIBC will alert you to severe weather from the Chapman Heating Storm Desk. For all your heating, air conditioning, plumbing, and drains, call the man for all seasons. Chapman. Go to ChapmanHeating.com.
Nemhart to Matherin, kick out to the top. Here's a shot for the lead, and Nemhart hits a three from out on the left edge with 14 and 7/10 seconds to play. And it seems like this is happening every night lately.
The playoffs continue with Game 2 between your Pacers and the Bucks Tuesday at 7. Get your playoff tickets at Pacers.com. Pacers Playoffs, presented by KeyBank, Kroger, and Starry.
Wind and hail can cause serious damage to your property, but not every storm leaves the same mark. At Michaelis Corporation, they offer a free thorough inspection of your entire property, not just your roof. With over 35 years disaster restoration, they check everything from shingles to siding, gutters, windows, and even your interior. Call Michaelis today for your free comprehensive inspection. Don't forget to ask about our impact-resistant shingles for your roof. Life happens. Michaelis happens to help you through it. 844-FIX-INDY.
Gold hits over $3,500 an ounce. It went to $3,500 and a nickel. I mean, the future, the gold futures continue to grow. It's a real concern about the future of the economy. Tony Katz, 93 WIBC, good morning. Now, this part is tariff related. To the extent that it's costing people more, that it's going to create issues with production. It ties into the past 4 years under Biden and inflation, which, again, to the economists who won't recognize how bad things were under Biden, it's you're very pretty. Tony Katz, 93 WIBC, good morning. But, of course, there are concerns. And as we discussed yesterday, the only thing that matters is the deals. Nope, wait. The only thing that matters is that the deal, whatever it is, ends the tariff that we've put on their country. Japan, South Korea, Vietnam, remove those tariffs, those 10% tariffs. Remember, 10% is the baseline that Trump put on. Things turn. Because I think those three make every other domino fall. Those three will be the ones that show China, we've got other friends, we've got other partners. Watch us work. And then there was the conversation, which I thought was a really good one, that Eli Lilly, look this up for me there, producer Carl. You know, I'm working with one arm here. By the way, surgery Thursday. So just as an update on my fine medical condition, the arm surgery will be on Thursday. That's enough doogie. Basically, in cleaning up my event last week, right? Trump and American Reset and 3 bourbons. It's gross. It's gross. I tore my distal bicep tendon on my left arm. That is the one that connects the bicep basically at the elbow. It's not painful. It's just uncomfortable. But the idea of the wound is gross. Gross. And I debated whether or not I was going to do the surgery at all, because if you don't, you get something called Popeye arm. And why is it Popeye arm? Right? It looks like the cartoon Popeye with the very misplaced bulging bicep. And that's what happens. Not to, again, be gross. If there's no tendon connecting the bicep to the radius, the lower part of the arm, the forearm, whoop, it just slides. Just the bicep kind of slides right up. Is that not great? Anyway, so you'll lose certain levels of strength, but you still have use of the arm. I'm young enough to want to have the full strength, so the debate happened, and the debate is over, and then surgery is Thursday. I'm going to do the morning show on Thursday, then I'm going to go have surgery. I'll be taking the rest of the weekend off, and then I'm assuming Friday I'm just going to be really loopy on pain meds, and we should indeed live stream that. Producer Carl,
we can make it
Tony
happen.
Loopy
Tony
on pain meds is clearly the content everybody needs. I don't know how it isn't. Weirdly enough, I was part of a text conversation amongst some of the hosts here at IBC, and one of them, I think it was Rob, wants a picture of the bicep. I don't know. It just looks weird. It's not like it's something's hanging out or anything like that. It's not that. But I'm not taking pictures of the bicep. The forearm's pretty black and blue, but I'm sorry. We're not going to be getting into injury porn here. That is just not happening. I should have bought more gold. That should have happened. And then there's the conversation of Pete Hegseth, Secretary of Defense. He's making changes in his inner circle. Did he have these conversations on Signal? Are they looking to push him out? Is Trump looking for someone else? There are multiple rumors that they're looking for a replacement. Listen to me rather carefully. What I am interested in is a guy who turns the military back into the fighting force it needs to be. And I'm not interested in whether the left is pleased. The American left saw Lloyd Austin, Joe Biden's Secretary of Defense, go AWOL, and nothing happened. I don't want to hear their story. I don't give a damn what Chris Murphy or Jamie Raskin or any of the Indiana Democrats think. You are not a part of a conversation. Grown-ups are talking. Goodbye. Scoot. Scoot, you little scamps. You think I care what Ocasio-Cortez has to say? Woman, sit down. Oh, and I said what I said. You weren't there to talk about Lloyd Austin. You don't care about brown children and how they're being treated at the border. Sit down. Good gosh. But if Pete Hegseth is more whirlwind of distractions than he is doing the job, replace him. Oh, no. My loyalty is to the job getting done. Find the right person for the job. If he's not the right person, fire early. Move on. I'm not angry with him. I just want things to work. And if Trump is thinking of somebody else, less thinking, more doing. Because once you're thinking about it, it's over. That's my theory. Matt Bear's got traffic. What's going on?
Northbound 65 slow out of the north split to West Street. And looking at southbound 465 on the southeast side. Crash Brookville Road on the right shoulder. Crash east side, Post Road to Troy Avenue. Crash on the west side. Washington Street at Bridgeport Road. And northeast of Lebanon near Michigan Road, 421 and County Road 4 to north. It's a rolled semi in a ditch. Traffic sponsored by Indy Decorative Concrete. Spring's here. It's time for a new patio. Indy Decorative Concrete is offering free demolition. Offer ends April 30th. Visit IndyDecorativeConcrete.com for details. Matt Bear at WIBC Traffic.
Greetings, Boomtown. Ever since this neighborhood switched to Xfinity Internet,
The Wi-Fi is booming!
Xfinity combines the power of internet and mobile with one all-in plan.
So we've all got lightning-fast, secure Wi-Fi speeds at home and on the go with Wi-Fi Power Boost from Xfinity Mobile.
You get the most reliable Wi-Fi with our best in-class equipment and unlimited data included. Plus, add an unlimited mobile line.
All for only $40 a month for 1 year. To celebrate this combo, we're mashing our shows together.
It's everything you need all in one plan. Plus, learn how to get a free 5G phone with a premium unlimited line. Now, sit back and relax with the smooth, relaxing sound
of face-melting acid metal!
Brilliant.
Visit Xfinity.com to learn more. Ends June 23rd with paperless billing and autopay to stored bank account. Restrictions apply. Xfinity Internet gateway required. Taxes, fees extra. After 1 year, rate increases to $110 a month. After 2 years, regular rates apply. Actual Wi-Fi speeds vary. Most reliable Wi-Fi based on Open Signal Awards USA. Fixed broadband experience report August 2024.
Hi, Jeff Roush for Tom Roush Lincoln. Right now, get Lincoln's employee pricing on most all new Lincolns at Tom Roush Lincoln in Fishers. Get up to $20,000 off select 2024 Navigators, up to $8,000 off select 2024 Nautilus, or up to $7,000 off select 2024 Corsair at Tom Roush Lincoln in Fishers.
Navigator MSRP 105,575, Nautilus MSRP 6195, Corsair MSRP 47,820. Offers good through 4/30/2025. Navigators excluded from employee pricing. Subject to credit approval. See dealer for complete offer details.
Military veterans and active duty service members, you could become a certified cyber warrior with just 12 weeks of training at My Computer Career. Cybersecurity specialists are in high demand, and IT pros with these skills often enjoy abundant opportunity and a great lifestyle. Protect our people, liberty, and treasured institutions from cyber threats. SkillBridge and other VA benefits are available to those who qualify. Learn more at mycomputercareer.edu/CWP. That's mycomputercareer.edu/CWP.
May 13th to 15th, Indy welcomes the Sweets and Snacks Expo, North America's largest candy and snacks event. 1,000 leading candy and snack companies will debut their latest and best-selling products alongside world-class education and standout events like Happy Hour at Gainbridge Fieldhouse and a live Indy 500 practice session. Retailers and distributors, register now and get 25% off at sweetsandsnacks.com/Indy. This is an industry event. If you're a fan of candy and snacks, you'll have to wait for the latest sweets and snacks to hit shelves.
It's the Bash Sale, the biggest automotive sale in history. Your local Bill Estes dealerships are coming in hot with deals on trucks you don't want to miss. We have a huge selection of trucks at one easy online stop. Brand new Chevy, Ford, GMC, Jeep, Ram, and Toyota trucks with a massive pre-owned selection too. Plus, our fair and direct upfront pricing means what you see is what you pay. Shift into savings during the Bash Sale, only at Bill Estes dealerships, and drive away in your dream truck today. Online at BillEstesTrucks.com.
At Uline, the prevailing opinion is, if you don't live it, you don't believe it. The people at Uline believe in hard work, and they live it by being there 24/7 to answer your call, having 41,000 items in stock, and offering same-day shipping from 12 locations across North America. Business owners, sellers, buyers, shippers, and packers believe it. Uline is the hard-working, dependable source for your shipping and industrial supplies. Visit uline.com.
Oh no, stomach issues again?
Stomach issues?
Who are you?
Your pancreas. I could be the real reason for your diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose oily stools.
I thought it was my stomach.
People often do, but any of these symptoms could mean having a condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. With EPI, the pancreas doesn't release enough enzymes to break down food, but EPI is manageable. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and speak with your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
Coming up in 2 minutes from the Technology Recyclers Studios, at least 2 central Indiana communities are trying to limit the number of rentals that you can have in their community. Why a sword and gunfire were involved in a police chase on Monday that stretched from Indiana to Kentucky. Those stories and more after Fox News. You're listening to 93 WIBC, WIBC HD1 Indianapolis. It is 7 o'clock.
Readying a final farewell at the Vatican. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News. For Pope Francis, who's been seen in death for the first time in pictures released by the Vatican.
At the Chapel of Domus Santa Martha, that is his residence, appearing in a wooden casket in red robes with his bishop's mitre.
Fox's Alex Hogan in St. Peter's Square in Rome.
Starting tomorrow morning, the Pope will lay in state in St. Peter's Basilica for the faithful to pay their respects and to say goodbye. Already crowds gathered throughout the day here at the Vatican. The announcement of the Pope's death triggered a series of events that will take place to begin honoring the late pontiff and, of course, kick off the process of selecting a new leader of the Catholic Church. Following the death of a pope, a period of 9 days of mourning begins. The funeral typically takes place 4 to 6 days after the death, which is in line with the decision for this Saturday.
Well, President Trump will be among those attending. As for Catholics in the U.S., they'll have to get up early Saturday to watch that funeral, 4 a.m. Eastern time. Pope Francis was 88. He had a stroke that led to heart failure after leading the Catholic Church for 12 years. We mentioned the president and a White House Easter egg roll where he praised the Pope. President Trump stood by his defense secretary amid rumors Pete Hegseth might be replaced.
No, he's doing a great job. It's just fake news.
Dismissing reports, Hegseth calls anonymous smears that the defense secretary was involved in another Signal group chat discussing U.S. airstrikes in Yemen last month, this one with his wife, brother, and lawyer. The Trump administration's being taken to court yet again, sued this time by Harvard University amid a crackdown related to pro-Palestinian protests on college campuses dating back to last year.
Harvard's lawsuit aims to block the Trump administration from freezing $2.2 billion in federal funding, alleging the cuts are unlawful and beyond the government's authority. The freeze follows the university saying it wouldn't comply with the government's demands, which include hiring a third party to conduct an audit of the viewpoints of its student body and staff. The Trump administration has claimed universities, including Harvard, allowed anti-Semitism on campus.
That's Kristen Goodwin. America's listening to Fox News.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
Limiting the number of rental properties in Fishers. Your radar is clear and it's 45 degrees in Indianapolis. Your high today, 73. I'm Ryan Hedrick. Here's what's trending at 7:02.
We've seen over the past few years tons of large corporate rental companies and private equity investors come to Fishers and all of Hamilton County.
That's Jennifer Rice, a Hoosier real estate agent. She says she supports a new law that passed last night in Fishers that limits rental properties to 10 out of every 100 homes.
And scoop up homes with cash, which is not allowing, first-time home buyers, for example, to purchase homes.
Fishers is one of a few cities trying to limit how many homes in a neighborhood can be rentals. On Monday, the city of Carmel introduced a rule that would do the same thing. A truck fire ended up causing an intense traffic jam and damage to the interstate. Here's Chris Davis.
It caught the woods on fire in the median and on the west side of the interstate, as well as the actual interstate itself. It caught on fire. It got that hot.
Indiana State Police Sergeant Glenn Fifield describing the situation that started likely with a semi-truck's brakes catching on fire first, which spread to the trailer, which contained spray paint. Highly flammable. That happened about 1 Monday afternoon. By the time the fire was out, no traffic could travel that part of I-65, causing jams on all the alternate routes. Chris Davis, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
Fever, cough, runny nose, and red eyes. They're all signs of the measles, and health leaders in Allen County say 2 more people have the virus, raising the county's total to 8 cases. 1 is an unvaccinated child, and the other is an adult whose vaccination status isn't known. Gunfire, a sword, and a police chase. John Herrick reports on how that all happened in southern Indiana and eventually ended up in Kentucky Monday.
That's just part of the video showcasing what happened. The cops say Nina Adelina DeVillas was driving recklessly in Warwick County and crashed into a ditch in Chandler. Then an officer got there, but police believe DeVillas got out of her car with a sword and swung it at him, and he had his gun drawn. He shot DeVillas, but she managed to get away in his squad car and sped away to eventually get into Kentucky. Speeds reached more than 120 miles an hour, and the cops say DeVillas was arrested after she crashed in Owensboro, Kentucky. John Herrick, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
Depth is an important part of football, but Indianapolis Colts general manager Chris Ballard said Monday that there's an area where it's particularly noteworthy.
You can never have enough. You think you know my views on the front. Both of them. O-line, D-line. You can never have enough.
And he says they'll be looking to pack that in the NFL draft, which starts on Thursday. The Colts have the 14th pick in the first round. The Indiana Pacers play their first round playoff game tonight against the Bucks. Game number 2, the Pacers and the Bucks tip off at 7. I'm Ryan Hedrick on the level on the go and at WIBC.com at 7:05. Traffic on the 5s. Matt Bear, good morning.
What's happening, Ryan? Looking at the west side, westbound Washington is backed up from Bridgeport Road because of a crash. East side crash. Post Road at Troy Avenue. Southbound 465 on the southeast side. Crash at Brookville Road on the right shoulder. And a semi is rolled northeast of Lebanon near US 421 and County Road 400 North. It's rolled in a ditch near County Road 300 North, and crews were waiting until sunlight to start to clean up, so the cleanup has likely begun. Traffic sponsored by Indiana Foundation Services. Water damaging your home? Contact Indiana Foundation Service, the basement concrete foundation experts, to get your free inspection today. Learn more at IndianaFoundationService.com. Licensed in all states where work is performed. I'm Matt Bear on the 5s at WIBC Traffic.
Tara Hastings, Wish TV meteorologist, what's going on?
Hey, good morning. We are going to see chilly conditions this morning, but a beautiful day this afternoon. Lots of sunshine, not as windy, and it's going to be warmer with highs today near 74. Tonight we clear out. We'll see low temperatures into the lower 50s. And then on Wednesday, another beautiful day, sunny skies. The wind's not bad. High temperatures climbing into the upper 70s. And how about lower 80s on Thursday? Still dry, partly cloudy skies expected.
That is Tara Hastings of Wish TV. Tara, thank you. We appreciate it. 45 degrees in the American Standard Cooling Weather Center. The time is 7:07.
This hour on 93 WIBC, powered by Reinhardt Heating and Cooling, your American Standard air dealer in Hendricks County.
I was discussing with producer Carl over the break that you kind of understand that Fishers is in the middle of a rock and a hard place. And for a bunch of us who are free market people, it's our house. We're not going to be told what we can do with it. When you have these groups come in, buying homes, renting them out, artificially maneuvering property values, and, of course, you have this multiplicity of renters who don't have the same value to a home as if they own it. Do you really treat your rental car the same way you treat your own car? I rest my case. It's an issue. And I think there's an extent to which they've proven there's an issue. Tony Katz, 93 WIBC, good morning. Find everything of mine over at TonyKatz.com and the podcast, Tony Katz in the Morning News, wherever it is you get your podcast. Just search for it, subscribe, download, like it, do all the things. Give it a 9-star review. That is a 5-star and a 4-star review. A 9-star review would be appreciated. So Fishers voting last night, a citywide registration, and a 10% cap on single home rentals in the city of Fishers. So in any one subdivision, 10 per 100 homes, 10%. I get the other side of this. My neighbor rented on a Tuesday. I decided to rent on a Friday. I don't get to rent. You snooze, you lose does not seem to be a way to run a government. But as I said, there's a real rock hard place issue here. That what's happening in terms of values and what's happening in terms of safety is having a real effect on the city as a whole. What are they supposed to do? If someone tells me I can't sell my house to one of these groups that does the home buying, I'll say to you, where do you get off telling me what I can and can't do with my own property? Again, the subject. I could sell to whomever I want to sell to. If you tell me there's a certain group of people I'm not allowed to sell to, you're telling that a different group of people that they have an advantage. They can offer less. Well, you can't sell to them. You can only sell it to me. This is different. This is about rental. This is about the use of the dwelling, which kind of basically turns Fishers into an HOA, right? Because I do believe that HOAs can make these calls, and then when you buy a house within an HOA, you know what the rules are. And then the follow-up is you can move. I know, but easier said than done. I get you. But it's a thing. I'm curious as to the argument on the other side and how that was taken. So if there's anybody, Mayor Fadness, I know he listens, or his team listens. I don't know if Fadness is a fan. He's not a fan. He's just, I don't know. Like, he's always been very, very lovely. If he wants to call in, or anybody from the Fish, from the Fishers Council, I should say, I'd love to hear like what that back and forth was like, because I have to assume there are other municipalities that are dealing with this issue and how you make this decision. I don't think this is so cut and dry. And I'm curious where other people are on it. I caught the story there at yourcurrent.com. You might see it in other places. Let me know what you think on the Twitter X at Tony Katz, Tony at TonyKatz.com. I am Tony Katz, 93 WIBC. Good morning.
Neighbors you know are talking about Galaxy concrete coatings and their transformation, like Rosemary.
I heard about Galaxy through social media as well as on the radio. I wanted to have Galaxy come out and redo my back patio. It runs the full length of the back of the house.
Galaxy concrete coatings is not epoxy. It's 4 times stronger.
Galaxy was great. They were very thorough. They were very clean, very efficient. They cleaned up after themselves. I was very impressed with the crew.
Commercial or residential, Galaxy transforms pools, patios, garage floors, driveways, and more. And also, it comes with a lifetime warranty.
The reason I chose Galaxy is because of the durability. We've got pets, and so sometimes they do have accidents. It's very easy to just hose off. My neighbors have come over, and every single one of them have said it's beautiful.
Click on GalaxyConcreteCoatings.com and remember to like us on Facebook. Galaxy Concrete Coatings. We are out of this world.
At Life Church, we believe the truth of God is meant to be taught to all ages. That means kiddos, too. Our kids' ministry strives to teach the truth of the Bible and have fun while doing it. Speaking of fun, bring your family to any Life Church campus on April 27th. Silly Safaris, a local Indianapolis company, will be bringing their live animal shows to all Life Church locations. Your kids will love the opportunity to see some of God's cool creations up close and personal. You do not want to let them miss this. Go to lifechurchin.com for times and locations.
Health gives you the ability to love more, feel more, be more. Health gives you the ability to live an extraordinary life. Because every day, no matter the challenges, is a chance to breathe, laugh until your belly aches, cry because you care so much, and experience everything that makes your life truly extraordinary. For 150 years, Franciscan Health has been there, watching extraordinary lives unfold. Love your extraordinary life.
Oh no, stomach issues again?
Stomach issues?
Who are you?
Your pancreas. I could be the real reason for your diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose oily stools.
I thought it was my stomach.
People often do, but any of these symptoms could mean having a condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. With EPI, the pancreas doesn't release enough enzymes to break down food, but EPI is manageable. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and speak with your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
From a fast break to recovery, Indiana hospitals are here for every Hoosier, regardless of their ability to pay. That's why we're teaming up with legislators on a winning playbook to lower costs and protect access to care across our communities. because good policy doesn't leave anyone on the sidelines. Learn more at HoosierLifeline.com.
Paid for by the Indiana Hospital Association.
Life moves fast.
Another new directive from Donald Trump.
President Trump will not be deterred to make our federal government more efficient.
So does the news.
We expect those meetings to take place very soon.
Decisions made today.
I'm not a big fan of the Atlantic.
No threats to national security.
Could impact you tomorrow.
Accountability and transparency.
What's next?
You never know what's going to happen.
Need to know what happened.
We're already tracking it. Stay in the know while you're on the go on 93 WIBC.
Traffic on the 5s. Matt Bear, what are you doing?
Southeast side crash southbound 465 of Brookville Road. It's on the right shoulder. No delay. Inbound 69 slowing down. 106th Street, 282nd. Crash on the west side. Washington at Bridgeport Road. Crash south side. Post Road at Troy Avenue. Traffic sponsored by True Green. True Green, get a golf course quality lawn for less than you think. Sign up at truegreen.com. That's TRUgreen.com. True Green, the official lawn care treatment provider of the PGA Tour. I'm Matt Bear with traffic on the 5s. Follow us at WIBC Traffic.
We've got ourselves 45 degrees in the American Standard. Cooling Weather Center, the time is 7:15. It's the Popcorn Moment, brought to you by Booher Remodeling. BOOHER, BooherRemodeling.com, because you want a place to eat that popcorn. And your new home theater would be that place. You could wake up every day, head down to the home theater, turn on Tony Katz in the morning news, eat popcorn. It's a dream. Or you could get yourself a new kitchen where you can make that popcorn. Booher Remodeling is still the phone call to make. The quality craftsmanship, the people they have on staff, the most skilled craftsmen in central Indiana, and the highest quality brand names you know and trust. Booher is going to guide you through their entire process, because their process is what makes it different. From the consultation to that final bit of construction, getting you the perfect kitchen, the perfect bathroom, the perfect basement, home theater you've always wanted. That remodel that makes your house your home provides value, not just in terms of when you go to resell it, but for your everyday living. People forget you're still there. You want to be able to enjoy it. That's the value that you're creating. And Booher Remodeling is there to make it happen, delivering quality work on time with a service-oriented attitude. You can create an open floor plan, a beautiful new island, plenty of seating. Your kitchen can be what you want it to be. Talk to Booher Remodeling today about creating that new kitchen, that new bathroom, that new basement that creates value for you and your family. Booher Remodeling, 317-852-5546. 317-852-5546. Booher Remodeling, they bring you the popcorn moment, 852-5546, or online at Booher, BOOHER, BooherRemodeling.com. The popcorn moment, let's go. It's a story you need to hear to believe, and then grab your popcorn, because there is more. I continue this saga of David Hogg, who now runs the Democratic Party. He's the vice chair, but come on. This guy is now saying we need to challenge Democrats in primaries. And we can't have the same old. And you've heard bits and pieces of this, but I wanted you to hear the conversation that he had with Jen Psaki, because a lot of people are putting this on David Hogg. I want it understood that I don't think there's any question that Jen Psaki knew exactly what was coming. As a matter of fact, I do not believe that this is surprising to Democrats, as opposed to exactly what they want. And I mean exactly.
He's not speaker yet. Let's hope. Leader Jeffries, he obviously has a big stake in winning in the House, winning the House, as in
all of us.
Becoming speaker. Everyone does, but he would become speaker of the House, of course. He clearly has a different view of how this should be approached. He's talked about defending incumbents. You have a different take. Help people understand why.
The fact of the matter is, right now, if you look at where we are on the generic Democratic ballot,
if we had the midterms today, we're most likely not going to win the House back. Our approvals are not very good right now. They're at about 27% for our party. And the fact of the matter is we have to make sure that this is not just a messaging problem, unfortunately. We say all the time, this is just messaging, this is just messaging.
I agree with you. I used to have a mug that said, not a comms problem.
Exactly.
Sometimes it's more substantive. Keep going.
Exactly. And sometimes you can have the best script ever. You could have Shakespeare write the script for all I care. It doesn't matter if you don't have good actors.
Now, this is his argument that their message is just fine. It's the people. The people aren't doing their job. This is an incredible thing to say out loud, because this is, as I have viewed this and been reviewing this, a true giving up of the ghost. So let me at least give you where I think this is going. What Hogg is arguing for and what Jen Psaki is arguing for is an end to anything that might resemble the Blue Dog Democrat, the conservative Democrat, wait for it, the actual Democrat. If they believe their message is fine, but the actor is the issue, the script is solid, the talent is the problem, then they're making an argument about what it is that they value, what it is that they desire, and what it is they desire for you. That desire is the most hardest, leftist version. And the issue are some people who simply can't sell it because they're unbelievable, because they don't believe in it. I put forth to you, this is what he's saying.
Ultimately, and what we're seeing around the country right now is our base, we're failing to meet the moment. A lot of our members of Congress are failing to meet the moment, frankly, and we need to make sure that they know that they're going to be held accountable, and we're going to have primary challenges in our safe seats where we have members of Congress who, when they're not being effective or they're not able to meet this moment, that they know that there's a young person who is willing to challenge them, and there are resources behind them. And I would say as well, if we think about some of the best leaders that we have out there, whether it's Ro Khanna, whether it's Eric Swalwell, whether it's AOC, whether it's Cory Booker, all of those people got there through Democratic primaries. And we need to make sure that we're having a healthy process of holding everybody accountable in our party to build the strongest Democratic Party possible to fight back in this moment. Because what I'm concerned about a lot more is not what the people in the building, right next to us are feeling, which is Congress, but much more about the fact of who loses in this situation. We just lost an incredibly important vote in Congress because two of our members literally, unfortunately, passed away, right? That is a problem.
So is there, because one of the things I know you're...
So you could think that he's making an argument about youth. He brings that up a couple different times. Our young people in the youth vote. I put forth to you that's not the argument he's making. And I put forth to you that Jen Psaki absolutely understands the argument he's making and wants the argument made. The argument being made by David Hogg, the vice chair of the Democratic Party, is to say, if you are not in line with the message, you have to go. And if you ask what the message is further and further left every single day. The message is not stop Jasmine Crockett from speaking. The message is she's speaking properly. The message is not a 25-hour filibuster doesn't do anything. You need a policy position that Americans can sink their teeth into. The message is more 25-hour filibusters. That's the message. The argument being made here by David Hogg. Well, yeah, whether you like him or not, whether you take him seriously or not, he is the vice chair of the Democratic Party. This is what they said. This is what they did. They're doubling down on the message. They're doubling down on the culture war. They're doubling down on their progressivism. I was asked yesterday whether or not I think there are still amongst the Democratic Party those people I brought up earlier, conservative Democrats or blue dog Democrats, people who just have a different view of foreign policy or a different view of let's say, abortion, but they're not down with the T and the LGBT, and they're not down with the radicalism, they're not down with the violence. And I put forth to you that I don't think that those people are even considering themselves Democrats anymore. I think they consider themselves, they would play in a space of something called moderate. They're not necessarily down with Trump, but they have a willingness to rationality. And I don't mean that to be insulting. I'm trying to best describe what I think is the situation here. And those people, based on this statement from David Hogg, are completely pushed out. In every single way pushed out. He's telling you you're not welcome. Now, if you think I'm seeing the situation improperly, let me know. I'd absolutely love your thoughts. My problem? I don't think I'm seeing it improperly. This is the admission against all odds. Now, you guys are as much of a political observer as I am. So take your own personal politics out of it. Take your conservatism out of it, or being a Republican, or being full MAGAville, or being conspiracy Carl, or whatever it is. Just put that aside for a moment and take a step back and look at that broader view. David Hogg, the vice chair of the Democrats, is telling the Democrat Party that the push on trans, that the push for open borders, the push for higher taxes, the push for censorship is the right message. The problem is they have the wrong messengers. And ask yourself, does that connect with voters? I will tell you that true believers don't like anything that doesn't make them a true believer. Just ask history, and they'll tell you this. But that's their message. And ask yourself, as a political observer, what that means. I will tell you over the next days and weeks what I think it means. And it ain't nothing good. Oh, a great opportunity for the Republican Party. But it comes at a cost, and I will describe it. Meanwhile, don't think that this is just challenging the old guard. This is them saying their message is good. Ask yourself if it is. Matt Bear has traffic. What's up, Matthew?
6-minute delay coming in southbound 69 from 116th Street to 82nd. Now, Michigan Road 421 near County Road 400 North. That's an overturned semi in a ditch near that area, so please be careful when you're making your way through. Crash west side, Washington Street west of Bridgeport Road. Southeast side crash southbound 465 of Brookville Road, and that's on the right shoulder. Westbound 70 slow into downtown from Emerson to Rural. Traffic sponsored by B Window. Right now, B Window is extending their employee discount to you. Get 55% off all products and services, plus 18 months, no interest or payments. Trust a local, trust employee owned, trust your home. To BWindow.com. I'm Matt Bear on the 5s at WIBC Traffic.
Hammer and Nigel show 3:06 this afternoon. Pacers into playoffs. Jeff Boggs in studio. Some caller roulette. Let's have a day.
You got the rains that have come through, and all those rains and all that wind, and my gosh, we had tornadoes. Has anybody checked your roof to see if you've got damage? I mean, damage you can't see. You're looking at your roof from the ground. You're not going to be able to get to everything. You might not see that hidden damage that can lead to costly water issues inside your home. And the longer you wait, the worse it gets. The water, it gets into your attic, your walls, your insulation. That means mold, rot, expensive structural damage. The good news, Moss Roofing offers free inspections. Great people, family-owned business, second generation, right here in central Indiana. I've had them do work at my home. Moss Roofing, absolutely terrific people. Don't let a minor drip turn into major repairs. For top-notch roofing services, trust Moss Roofing to keep you dry this spring and every season of the year. With over 35 years of experience, Moss Roofing knows how to protect your home from the unpredictable Indiana weather. Let them assess any damage and provide reliable, cost-effective solutions. Moss Roofing. Talk to them today. 317-747-3665. Tell them Tony Katz sent you. 317-747-3665. Moss Roofing, 747-3665, or online at Moss, M-O-S-S, mossroofing.com.
When it comes to managed network services and IT support, Applied Innovation is at the top of the list for these Applied Innovation customers. Sean Carnahan, sales manager for Adventure Homes.
They do all of our computers, so they take care of all of our issues, anything that comes up with our servers, any tech support, software we need, any equipment we need.
Eric Lane, Director of Information Technology for Raleigh Williams Paint Spot.
Applied Innovation has been very proactive, and they've laid out a plan for here is what we look like today, and here's what we want to look like in 18 months and then going forward. So it's the long-term vision that they have that other companies didn't.
Ashley Crane, IT Director for Belmont Beverage.
They're just a really great company that has a lot to offer to a small IT team like ourselves.
Applied Innovation, office technology made simple, backed by a partner you can trust. Call Applied Innovation today, 800-521-0983, or visit appliedinnovation.com.
Lanny went to college and racked up huge debt.
A little bit over $100,000.
For a degree he couldn't use? Now what?
I had a friend that went to my computer career.
They even helped him get hired immediately after graduation.
One of the things I love about IT is that you can work from anywhere you want.
You could become an IT pro in just months, including cybersecurity and the basics of AI with zero experience at mycomputercareer.edu.
It worked for me, and I know it can work for you.
This is one student's experience. Individual results vary.
This is Danny Reinhardt with Reinhardt Heating and Cooling. Give us a call for any of your heating and cooling needs. We're here to serve you. 317-745-4526.
Reinhardt is your trusted local independent American Standard air dealer.
Trust employee owned. B Windows extending our employee discount to you. Up to 55% off, plus 18 months, no interest, no payments. Trust your home to B.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
The funeral for Pope Francis. There's nothing on radar in downtown Indianapolis where it's 46 degrees. Your high today is 73. I'm Ryan Hedrick. Here's what's trending at 7:31.
The Vatican has announced the funeral mass of Pope Francis will begin this Saturday at 10 a.m. local time. That's 4 a.m. Eastern. It will take place as expected in front of St. Peter's Basilica in the Vatican City.
That's Fox News reporter Jonathan Savage.
World leaders will be in attendance, including President Donald Trump. Pope Francis is being taken tomorrow to St. Peter's Basilica to lie in state.
Vice President J.D. Vance was the last U.S. leader to meet face-to-face with the Pope on Easter. On Monday, Vance talked about a potential trade partnership with India.
I believe this is a vital step toward realizing President Trump's and Prime Minister Modi's vision because it sets a roadmap toward a final deal between our nations. I believe there is much that America and India can accomplish together.
President Trump had set a 27% tariff against India, but later paused it for 90 days. Gun control, that's what some students at Florida State University are asking for from Governor Ron DeSantis after the son of a cop killed 2 people in a shooting there last week.
The students have sent a letter to Governor Ron DeSantis imploring he squash efforts to lower the minimum firearm purchasing age back to 18 years old. The age was raised to 21 as part of a legislative package passed following the mass shooting at the high school in Parkland in 2018 that killed 17 people. 28 students signed the letter, calling it unthinkable and dangerous for lawmakers to consider reverting the gun purchase age to 18. But DeSantis and other Republicans support the bill, saying if you're old enough to join the military, you should be able to buy a gun. Tom Rigotti, Fox News.
A truck carrying a load of spray paint caught fire near Roselawn along I-65 in the southbound lanes Monday afternoon, causing a fire in the woods and on the interstate itself.
INDOT has to determine how to repair this roadway because the asphalt's literally turned to gravel because of the heat.
And that's the state police talking about the truck's brakes likely caught fire around 1 o'clock, which started the whole thing. If you smoke, dip, or chew, you should be aware that the state Democrat lawmakers want to put an extra $2 on a pack of cigarettes. Here's Chris Davis.
$2 a pack on the cigarettes would generate $800 million, and the other tobacco products will also generate potentially about $54 million.
Representative Gregory Porter of Indianapolis sees that as a way to help make up for the $2.5 billion budget shortfall predicted for the next 2 years. But he says it might not matter much to the party in the supermajority.
We have not had any real conversations.
He says Republicans are crafting the budget without Democratic help. Chris Davis, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
Sports on WIBC brought to you by Ball State Athletics. Visit ballstatesports.com.
You can feel that energy from the minute, that we ran on the floor. I got chills running on the court just because of the energy in the building right away.
That's Indiana Pacer guard Tyrese Halliburton talking about Saturday's Game 1 win over the Milwaukee Bucks. He says it's time to turn the page.
Last year we got smacked pretty bad, but then we responded well in Game 2. So, we expect them to throw a big punch in Game 2. We got to be prepared for it. Winning Game 1 is doing nothing but doing your job. We understand that they're going to throw a big punch in Game 2, and we got to be ready for that.
And the Pacers are 11-4 all-time against the Bucks in the playoffs. Tonight's game at Gainbridge Fieldhouse tips off at 7 o'clock. Major League Baseball, the Miami Marlins doubled up the Reds 6-3 on Monday. And Indianapolis Colts general manager Chris Ballard said Monday that depth is especially important in two areas of football.
You can never have enough. You think you know my views on the front. Both of them. O-line, D-line. You can never have enough.
And the NFL draft begins Thursday. In Green Bay, the Colts have the 14th pick in the first round. I'm Ryan Hedrick on The Level on the Go and at WIBC.com at 7:35. Traffic on the 5s. Here's Matt Baer.
Southbound 69, 6-minute delay, 116th Street, 282nd. Southeast side crash, southbound 465 at Brookville Road. It's on the right shoulder. No delay at the moment. Michigan Road, 421 near County Road 400 North. A semi is overturned in a ditch, and they are working on sweeping that up right now. Westbound 70 slows from Emerson Avenue to Rural Street, approaching the North Split. Traffic sponsored by Indy Decorative Concrete. Spring's here, and it's time for a new patio. Indy Decorative Concrete is offering free demolition. Offer ends April 30th. Visit IndyDecorativeConcrete.com for details. I'm Matt Baer with traffic on the 5s. Follow us at WIBC Traffic.
In the American Standard Cooling Weather Center, the time is 7:36.
Come on, Indy. Don't use the spring to paint your house year after year. Do what Deanna did. She called Rhino Shield.
I was noticing some cracks and the paint's faded. I was like, okay, I think I should get my house painted. So my neighbor had a Rhino Shield placard in the yard. And after they were finished, I was just, wow. With the warranty and everything, it just seemed silly not to go that route.
The ceramic coating of Rhino Shield is specifically formulated for our climate.
So the Rhino Shield crew came out. Nothing was damaged in the process. I was very happy. They just didn't leave a mess. You couldn't even tell they were there. And the house looked so different. It just looked like a new home.
Backed by a 25-year transferable warranty. And now get the protection of Rhino Shield for 15% off the regular price.
Rhino Shield, I think it increases the value and the curb appeal of your home. Definitely worth it.
Here's Rhino Shield's Shane Smith.
This offer is limited, so call me at 888-RHINO-41. That's 888-RHINO-41.
Don't paint.
Don't vinyl.
Go Rhino.
Never paint your house again. Rhino Shield.
The Attorney General's Unclaimed Property Division has over $800 million just waiting to be claimed. Text MONEY to 46220 or visit indianaunclaimed.gov to claim yours today.
Whenever I'm out a-wandering, chasing a rainbow dream, I often stop and think about a place I've never seen. Where
Today on the marketplace, Sex Panther, The Lamp. Do I have your attention? No? Yes? Tony Katz. 93 WIBC. Good morning. Good to be with you. During downtime, I'm getting ready for what's next on the show. I'm trying to clear my head. I find myself on a Facebook Marketplace. They've got all the weirdo stuff. The Marketplace, brought to you by IndianaUnclaimed.gov. IndianaUnclaimed.gov. It's your cash. It's waiting for you. The Attorney General's office is just holding on to it until you claim it. Go to IndianaUnclaimed.gov and get your cash today. There's cool stuff on the Marketplace. Odd stuff, interesting stuff, strange stuff, weirdo stuff. I bought, I've sold. It's capitalism, boo-boo, and I am all down for it. And this, Matt Baer, and I'm sorry I'm not on the live stream, everybody, but with the sling, and it's just it's uncomfortable, and no, I'll be down on live streams for the next couple weeks. This, Matt Baer, is a 22-inch mid-century modern chocolate panther TV lamp.
That's a lot.
Right.
That's a lot of item.
So first things first, it is not chocolate like food. It's the color of chocolate.
It's a Cadbury egg.
Right? It is not a Cadbury egg. It is just the color of chocolate.
Oh.
Secondly, it looks like a panther being all stealthy, but on the back side of the panther, not the butt, but like the other side. Like you're staring at it from you're looking at the left side and you're like, oh my God, that's a magnificent beast, which is exactly what it says on Matt Bear's Tinder profile. On the other side, there's an opening. That's where a light bulb goes. And so the light will shine on the wall and give a backlight to this sexy panther.
This panther's got a great butt.
Right?
Yeah.
Right? That is some sweet panther hindquarters right there. And it's 22 inches long. Hey now. And it's available for pickup only in Muncie. First of all, if you had this being something that was only available for pickup in Muncie, go see your bookie for your winning.
I'd so believe it. This is a Muncie item. Congratulations.
Right?
Love you, Muncie.
This was Muncie, Beech Grove, or a Jason Hammer garage sale. These are the only three places this was coming from. Matt, you are infamously a bachelor. Is this the kind of thing you would put up in your bachelor pad and ladies would come in and go, oh, I see you have a panther lamp.
I mean, once I plug in the tail, it's over. Once I plug in the tail and get that chocolate panther going in the bedroom. Oh, baby, let me tell you. It's
you know what?
No, I'm not buying this damn thing.
No. I think it's over. I think you just ended the whole segment.
Oh, cool.
No. I think let's give back the money to the sponsors. I think we're done.
We should have a sponsor?
After that, I think everybody agrees we've hit the zenith. There's no place else to go. It's all downhill from here.
Transcended man.
So are you telling me this isn't a buy for you?
No, it's not. I don't know. If somebody says this says, I like me. You know, if you have one of those things, it's almost like you're projecting yourself onto the panther saying, I am a sleek, sexy panther, and you plug my tail into the wall and I'm going to run twice as fast. You know, that's what it says. And I don't want to, I don't want to give off any kind of vibe like I'm athletic. Because they're going to be like, no, you're not, dude. So, no, I don't want it. I don't want it in my apartment.
I don't know if this screams athleticism. I thought the chocolate panther TV lamp was supposed to, like, exude confidence.
I mean, it does, but look at it. Maybe too much confidence to be on top of your TV. I mean, come on, man. This is the sexiest panther lamp I've ever seen in my life. I mean, it's just hot.
Is it in? Is it yours? Are you going to buy it for the listing price of $199?
Good Lord, no.
What?
I can make one cheaper than that. I mean,
no, you can't.
No, I
Wait, if there is one of those pottery places that will let Matt come in and make a sexy panther lamp video, we will make the video. Just say yes.
Oh yeah, I'd love to blow the glass. That would be fantastic.
I don't.
What?
Phrase that.
No,
this is not. That's not what this is.
I want to find a place where you can go and you can blow the glass. Like maybe I don't know if they do that kind of thing, like up at Cotter Prairie or anything. But I want to see the glass blowing process, and I want to make a panther. You know.
This is. What is happening now? What about your childhood are you now reliving?
I don't know what you're talking. I'm talking about the panther. I'm right on topic. I'm right on the marketplace, man.
This is not glass. We need you to make the sexy panther like your Demi Moore in Ghost.
Oh, okay. Okay. Now wait a second. If it's not glass, what is it made of? Look at it. It looks like it's glass.
It's not glass.
I can see my reflection in the
obviously.
computer monitor. I can see myself.
No, you can't. It's not glass.
Good Lord. Then what is it made of?
It might be glass.
Is it made of titanium?
Hold on. You might be right. That might be made of glass.
Is it made of bone? Thank you, Carl.
It says glass in the description.
It does. It says, but it says black, white art glass, and I don't know what that means.
Hell yeah, that's what it means.
This all got really complicated. The point is, do you want the Sex Panther lamp or not?
I mean, no. No, I don't.
My looking for a Christmas gift continues then.
Give me the toilet bowl brush again. That was fun.
Well, that's a once in a lifetime gift. I have to up my game. It is the 22-inch mid-century modern chocolate panther TV lamp. And it works. It's $199. You can find the listing at WIBC.com. Just look for the marketplace. Tony Katz, 93 WIBC. Good morning. And if lamps don't work for you, trees might, because maybe what you need is more shade and not more light. CircleCityTrees.com in Zionsville. This is your place, the largest selection of mature trees that thrive in Indiana. So when you get a tree from Circle City Trees to put in the backyard, the side yard, the front yard, it's going to last. And they take care of the installation, they take care of the mulching, and they take care of the warranty. They take care of everything. Trees up to 30 feet tall. So if you need privacy from a neighbor, you're just looking for a new look in the backyard, you want to get shade on that back deck or patio, they've got you covered. Evergreen, shade trees, fruit trees, ornamental trees, flowering trees, and all the pricing on the website. So there's no confusion. There's no question. Right there, easy to understand. My advice, head on over to Circle City Trees in Zionsville and see the selection for yourself and pick the tree that works for you, your personality, and your home. Circle City Trees, 317-768-3005. 317-768-3005. 768-3005 or online at circlecitytrees.com. Traffic on the 5s. Matt Bear, what up?
We are grinding right now on southbound 65 because of a crash. This is on the approach to the North Split. Southbound 65 after 21st Street. The left lane is blocked because of this wreck, and traffic is jammed up past the White River. Delay time right now running at 9 minutes. Looking at southbound at 6570, that looks pretty good. Northbound lanes are grinding from Fletcher Avenue through the North Split out to Meridian Penn. Northwest side, northbound 465. Slow roll 79 to 865. Inbound 69 stop and go traffic. 8-minute delay 116th to 82nd. Southeast side crash southbound 465 at Brookville Road. It's on the right shoulder. Traffic sponsored by B Window. Right now, B Window is extending their employee discount to you. Get 55% off all products and services plus 18 months, no interest or payments. Trust local, trust employee owned. Trust your home to bwindow.com. I'm Matt Bear with traffic on the 5s. Follow us at WIBC Traffic.
46 degrees in the American Standard Cooling Weather Center. The time is 7:46.
Gotta love summertime. It's for enjoying outdoor music and vacations, and our pals at AAA Hoosier Motor Club can help you save on both. AAA is now the official partner of Ruoff Music Center, and AAA members going to enjoy some big-time benefits. Early entry into concerts, access to the AAA Premier Lounge. Can't wait to go see Chris Stapleton this summer.
Concerts at Ruoff, always a good time, always a fun time. Same with going on a vacation. And AAA members save with access to hotel discounts, rental car discounts, and a lot more, along with complimentary travel planning. Plus, if you run into trouble on the road, AAA has you covered. Flat tire, dead battery, run out of gas. AAA is there 24/7, 365, no matter where your travels take you. So do yourself a favor. Join AAA today. AAA.com, 844-GO-AAA-GO, or stop by your local AAA office.
Comcast Business helps turn today's small businesses into engines of modern business. It's how restaurants become reliably up and running neighborhood favorites. How retailers become seamlessly restocking, cyber-securing, must-visit shops. And how healthcare offices become the data managing caregivers that we all depend on. With reliable connectivity, enhanced cybersecurity, advanced fiber solutions, and Wi-Fi backup, Comcast Business is powering the engine of modern business. Powering possibilities.
Now through May 4th, new customers can get started with 300 megabit internet and Security Edge for $69 a month for 24 months. And ask how to get free installation on qualifying bundles. Plus, find out how to get a $500 prepaid card on a qualifying gig bundle. Call today. Restrictions apply. Not available in all areas. Requires enrollment in paperless billing and automatic payments with bank account. Equipment, taxes, and other fees extra. After 24 months, regular rates apply.
Mike Rowe here with a quick question. Have you noticed a musty smell in your home? I hope not, because damp smells mean that you could have a crawl space problem. That's where Indiana Foundation Service comes in, a groundworks company. They can honestly assess your situation and create a plan to waterproof your crawl space and get to the root cause of the problem. Schedule your free inspection at indianafoundation.com/row. And while you're there, check out my latest dirty job.
Licensed in all states where work is performed. See website for details.
I gave it a shot, and I came in and had the procedure done. To me, it was amazing because I don't think I ever breathed that clear. I wish I would have done it 20 years ago.
Wish you could save on home insurance? With Allstate, you could easily save and get quality protection. Check Allstate first for a quote today. You're in good hands with Allstate.
News doesn't wait, and neither should you. Breaking news updates, local headlines, and statewide coverage are always available at WIBC.com. When the news moves fast, we will too. Stay in the know while you're on the go with WIBC.com.
Did you know you can get your prescriptions for less at your local pharmacy? You can with GoodRx. It's the free app that can save you money on your medications. Just search for your prescription, choose the pharmacy and the price that works best for you, and then show your GoodRx coupon to your pharmacist at the drop-off counter. GoodRx works at over 70,000 pharmacies, including Walmart, Rite Aid, and Walgreens, and it works whether you have insurance or not. It's easy to save. Next time you drop off your prescription, check GoodRx. To start saving today, go to GoodRx.com. GoodRx is not insurance.
Comprehensive cancer care is not just about treating cancer. It's caring for the person behind the diagnosis. It's our team by your side to listen, connect, and encourage, and to celebrate every milestone together. Because at Franciscan Health, your journey is our journey. Your victory is our victory. Your hope and trust in us to provide extraordinary cancer care with the latest advancements, plus a little extra TLC, is our mission. Learn more at franciscanhealth.org/cancercare.
Sharing earlier my thoughts on David Hogg, who is the vice chair of the Democratic Party. And never mind what you think of him, he got into Harvard because he said all of the right things, and certainly not because of his mind. To think of all the people that Harvard doesn't let into the university because of their bigotry, but they allow David Hogg, it is only proof that as an institution, while, yes, some conservatives do indeed slip by, their objective is clear, and it is not providing education. It is allowing those of the proper indoctrinated value system to be able to say, I'm a Harvard graduate. The Harvard degree is a meaningless thing now. And for me, as a business owner, would be a turnoff. It wouldn't be the thing that I look for. As a matter of fact, it'd be something that I would actively steer away from, like a degree from Columbia or anybody who puts their pronouns on a resume. But David Hogg discussing the Democratic Party and David Hogg discussing that the message is not the problem, it's the people. It's not the script, it's the actors, his words. I mean, that is a mind-boggling statement. Except you realize that for the true believer, they believe in their progressivism. And they don't believe in any level of moderation. They certainly don't believe in any level of civility. And the idea that somehow there might be people who disagree with them who aren't bad people and aren't insects and aren't inhuman. They're not fascists or Nazis or any other nonsense thing they say. No, David Hogg is tripling down on that is the key thing. And I was staring at that interview, and I shared with you my thoughts, but I wanted to give you a little more backup to it. This comes from an article from David Marcus, who I like a lot. I last saw David in Springfield, Ohio, when we were out there taking a look at, eating the dogs, eating the cats. He writes for Fox News, and he covers these small town things. He is Selena Zito, incredible work. David Marcus, a chain smoker, an interesting, bright cat. But the article was very clear. These three are auditioning to be Democrats' next George Floyd. And he discusses the fact that if you look at Luigi Mangione, the guy who murdered the United Healthcare CEO, Brian Thompson, and he's being celebrated. You take a look at Carmelo Anthony. This is the kid who stabbed one of the twin brothers, and all of a sudden he's some kind of hero. It's what's happening to him is all sorts of wrong. I don't think his family should be threatened, but dear Lord. And then you take a look at this illegal immigrant, Kilmar Garcia. David Marcus is making the argument that the left is desperately looking for one of these things to so grab the attention of America that they can get back to rioting. Because disagreement, conversation is not on the menu. Destruction of those who disagree with us and instilling fear in those who disagree with us so they don't make a move, that is on the menu. This is a really, really valuable piece. I have it over there at TonyKatz.com. You should read it. And it does prove the point. Matt Bear has got traffic. What's up, Matthew?
Looking at southbound 65, a crash. This is near 21st Street, blocking the left lane, stopping us back to 38th Street, Kessler Boulevard for a 9-minute delay. Northbound 65 crash between the North Split and Meridian Penn, blocking the left lane, causing stop-and-go traffic back to Rural. Also backing up northbound 65, 72 Michigan Street. Crash on the west side, Washington Street, west of Bridgeport Road. Traffic sponsored by Indy Decorative Concrete. Spring's here and it's time for a new patio. Indy Decorative Concrete is offering free demolition. Offer ends April 30th. Visit IndyDecorativeConcrete.com for details. I'm Matt Bear with traffic on the 5s. Follow us at WIBC Traffic.
Promises made, promises kept. Governor Mike Braun's bold leadership is already getting things done for Hoosiers. Governor Braun and State House Republicans are delivering massive property tax cuts. We're talking nearly $1.5 billion in relief. That's real money back in homeowners' pockets. But Braun didn't stop there. He cut local income tax capacity by nearly $2 billion and capped the local income tax rate to protect Hoosiers. And Braun led the fight to reform local government taxes, giving Hoosiers more say by requiring referendums be held in high-turnout elections. Thanks to Governor Braun and State House Republicans, your property taxes will be lower, future increases are reined in, and the system is now more transparent. Visit HoosierHope.org and let Governor Braun and Republican legislators know you support historic property tax cuts. Paid for by HoosierHope.org.
For those at risk for Alzheimer's disease, forgetting the little things is a big deal. A local clinical research study, known as the Trailblazer ALZ 3 Addendum 7 study, is evaluating an investigational medicine for people who are at risk for developing Alzheimer's disease symptoms to see if it can help stop or slow down the appearance of memory and thinking problems associated with Alzheimer's disease. To learn more, visit lilyadresearch.com/Indy. You may be able to take part in this study if you are 65 to 80 years old and have normal memory, thinking, mood, and behavior patterns. Consider the Trailblazer ALZ 3 Addendum 7 study today. To learn more, visit lilyadresearch.com/Indy.
Pat Sullivan here for Gutter Helmet. Spring is here. Are you still putting screens on your gutters? You know, if the holes are too big, debris gets in and you're still cleaning your gutters. If the holes are too small, it sits on top and now you're cleaning the screens. I have Gutter Helmet on my home and it has no holes, slots, or screens. It keeps the debris out and the water in. Since 1981, Gutter Helmet has been America's #1 choice for gutter protection. Right now, Gutter Helmet is offering a 17% discount plus 12 months, no interest financing if paid in full within 12 months. Call 800-5HELMET, that's 800-5HELMET, to schedule a free estimate. 17% off is good through April. Restrictions apply and cannot be combined with other offers. Call Gutter Helmet today at 800-5HELMET, that's 800-5HELMET, or gutterhelmetindy.com, and never clean your gutters again.
Hi, this is Chris Cox, owner of Chimney Solutions, Indiana. We're celebrating our 10th year in business. Call this month to take advantage of 10% off all chimney sweeps and inspections. We're also celebrating the opening of our new fireplace showroom on 86th Street and Lafayette Road. Come and experience our exclusive lines of wood-burning and gas fireplaces.
Call 317-757-6979 or chimneyindy.com.
It's now open. PA Jewelers at the Farmhouse in Brownsburg, right in front of Premier Arms on Green Street. You got to see the selection. Newly expanded, the gold, the diamonds, the silver, the gemstones, the local artists, and of course, that watch collection. Guys, you got to trust me on this one right here. PA Jewelers at the Farmhouse in Brownsburg, 317-456-4010. That's 456-4010. Or find them online at pajewelers.jewelry. That's pajewelers.jewelry.
Coming up in 2 minutes from the Technology Recyclers Studios, what the cops are saying about a person detained after an Indianapolis shooting killed a man, what leaders and fishers are saying about rental properties, why a truck exploded in northern Indiana, and why Indiana is suing the federal government. After Fox News, you're listening to 93 WIBC, WIBC HD1 Indianapolis. It's 8 o'clock.
They are planning Pope Francis's farewell. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News. The Vatican released pictures showing the Pope for the first time in a red robe inside an open casket.
Cardinals are arriving from around the world, and the first meeting took place, about 60 of them setting that time, making that decision to decide that the funeral would take place Saturday at 10 a.m. local. That is 4 a.m. Eastern.
Fox's Alex Hogan in St. Peter's Square, and where crowds have gathered again before public viewing for the Pope's casket begins tomorrow in Rome and days after the funeral.
The conclave, the process of picking a new pope, takes place at the Vatican. The College of Cardinals gathers at the Sistine Chapel to select a new pope. The Cardinals vote by secret ballot. A 2/3 vote is required. Ballots are then burned. The smoke color will indicate the result. If the smoke is white, a new pope has been picked.
Now, Pope Francis led the Catholic Church for 12 years. He died early yesterday at the age of 88, suffering a stroke that led to heart failure. President Trump will attend the funeral in Rome Saturday. In the meantime, he says he's still hopeful they can work out a ceasefire in Ukraine.
Secretary of State Marco Rubio in London tomorrow as discussions continue. Meanwhile, Russian President Vladimir Putin claims he's open to direct peace talks with Ukraine. President Donald Trump has threatened to walk away unless some progress is made.
Fox's Jonathan Savage. Millions of Americans who defaulted on federal student loan debt will have to make payments again starting next month after a 5-year COVID break. Education Secretary Linda McMahon wrote in a Wall Street Journal op-ed.
It's, quote, not because we want to be unkind to student borrowers. Borrowing money and failing to pay it back is not a victimless offense. Debt doesn't go away. It gets transferred to others. If borrowers don't pay their debts to the government, taxpayers do.
Fox's Todd Pyro. Harvard University suing the Trump administration, trying to unfreeze more than $2 billion in federal grants, claiming it's unlawful, as the president tries to get Harvard and other schools to change policies, saying they allowed anti-Semitism to flourish on campuses. America's listening to Fox News.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
Restricting the number of rental properties. Nothing on radar, and it's 45 degrees in the capital city. Highs in the lower 70s today. I'm Ryan Hedrick. Here's what's trending at 8:02.
What you're doing is reducing the demand for properties, carving out an entire pool of buyers. Investors won't be able to buy homes.
Reaction from Steve Ladig, managing broker at Ladig Realty, speaking with Wish TV after the Fishers Council Monday night passed a new law that limits rentals to 10 out of 100 homes.
It definitely restricts property rights of its citizens.
Fishers Mayor Scott Fadness says the council took a major step forward towards securing the sustainability of neighborhoods while ensuring the opportunity of home ownership. Carmel is also looking to do the same thing. They have not passed that law yet. A man was killed in a shooting on the north side of Indianapolis last night. Officers were called to a neighborhood near North College Avenue and East 91st Street. When they arrived, they detained somebody, but after consulting with the DA's office, that person has been released. A high-speed chase began in southern Indiana and ended up in Kentucky Monday morning. Here's John Herrick.
He's got a sword.
That's video of the incident that showed up on social media. State police say it turns out that a woman named Nina Adelina DeVillas of Santa Claus, Indiana, crashed her car after driving recklessly, got out of it, and swung the sword at an officer, took his police car, and drove off. Police officers went after her, and she ended up in Kentucky. The cops say she crashed the patrol car in an open field and was eventually arrested, but it took a taser to subdue her. John Herrick, 93, WIBC Mobile News.
Indiana Attorney General Todd Rokita and Secretary of State Diego Morales are suing the U.S. Department of Homeland Security. They claim DHS didn't check whether more than 500,000 Hoosier voters were U.S. citizens. They filed the lawsuit on April 16th in federal court in Indianapolis. It argues that DHS is supposed to help make sure only citizens vote in elections. A truck fire ended up causing an intense traffic jam and damage to the interstate Monday. Here's Chris Davis.
It caught the woods on fire in the median and on the west side of the interstate, as well as the actual interstate itself. It caught on fire. It got that hot.
Indiana State Police Sergeant Glenn Fifield describing the situation that started likely with a semi-truck's brakes catching on fire first, which spread to the trailer, which contained spray paint. Highly flammable. That happened about 1 Monday afternoon. By the time the fire was out, no traffic could travel that part of I-65, causing jams on all the alternate routes. Chris Davis, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
The Indiana Pacers will look to go up 2 games in their best-of-7 playoff series against the Milwaukee Bucks when they play them at 7 tonight at Gamebridge Fieldhouse. I'm Ryan Hedrick on the level, on the go, and at WIBC.com at 8:05. Traffic on the 5s. Here's Matt Baer.
Crash approaching downtown, southbound 65 at 21st Street. And right now the left lane is blocked. Traffic is stopped. Back to 38th Street, Kessler Boulevard, a 9-minute delay. And we have a crash coming out of the north split on northbound 65 near Meridian Street, Penn. Again, the left lane blocked, traffic backed up to Rural. And then northbound 65, 70 slammed from Michigan Street into the north split because of that crash. Looking at southbound 69 right now, a 5-minute delay from 116th Street to 82nd. Traffic sponsored by Rapid Radios. Rapid Radios are instant push-to-talk walkie-talkies offering national LTE coverage. For a limited time, go to rapidradios.com now for 60% off and free UPS shipping. Add code radio and get an extra 5% off. I'm Matt Baer on the 5s at WIBC Traffic.
Tara Hastings, Wish TV meteorologist, what's going on?
Hey, good morning. A little bit on the cooler side, but we're going to look for lots of sunshine. Not as much wind today, and it's going to be a warmer day with highs climbing to near 74. Mostly clear skies tonight. We'll fall down to 52. Even warmer on Wednesday, 78 under sunny skies. And how about some lower 80s on Thursday under partly cloudy conditions?
What is happening? Is there no spring? Is that what we've learned?
Well, apparently. And it's going to be great this week. No wind. I know it was windy yesterday, but all good today.
But 80s. We're already into the 80s.
Oh, yeah. Well, we've hit 80 a couple of times, but then we've let really low, too, after that. But so far, so good. Looking good.
All right. You seem unbothered, so I'm unbothered.
That is correct. Yes.
That's not the way any of this works. It's like it's your first day on the show. I don't even understand.
That is correct.
I really don't. That's Tara Hastings right there of Wish TV. We appreciate you, Tara. 47 degrees in the American Standard Cooling Weather Center. The time is 8:07.
This hour on 93 WIBC, powered by Reinhardt Heating and Cooling, your American Standard air dealer in Hendricks County.
The deficit. Now, that's not it. You want to make up for the shortfall that might not actually be a shortfall, and you're the Indiana General Assembly. What do? Let's put taxes on tobacco products. Dear Lord, I hope everybody in the General Assembly gets a hemorrhoid. Tony Katz, 93 WIBC, good morning. Good to be with you. The allegation is that Indiana is going to have a $2.4 billion shortfall in revenues. These are all projections. There's nothing here that is reality-based, all projections. And so how do you make up for the shortfall? Greg Porter, Democrat, state rep, says, why in the world should we take a look at cuts when we could just raise taxes? And let's raise taxes on those evil tobacco products. That'll make people healthier. And then less people will smoke. And then you'll say, well, we don't have as many people buying cigarettes. Now we got to raise taxes on something else. It's as if Representative Porter doesn't understand the issue with his argument. His argument is based on the lowest brow common denominator. Who can I go about screwing because we've decided that what they do is bad? I don't favor smoking cigarettes, ladies and gentlemen. I think the health factors are there and easy to see. But that's where we decide to tax people? I don't think we should tax people on whether or not they're harming themselves. I think we should tax people on whether or not they're harming others. Therefore, we should have a 400% tax increase on kale because the people who eat kale keep telling us about how healthy they are, and they're annoying as can be. I don't want to hear from them. So if I have to, I should at least know they're making up for the shortfall. And then people like Representative Porter, who know nothing, they take cigarettes and lump them in with cigars, and we're talking about two very different things. And any time the state rep or anybody in the General Assembly wants to debate that issue, I'm right here. Cigars are not cigarettes. And when you talk about tobacco taxes, you want to add premium cigars into the mix. We're not interested in being told by you because you have a shortfall, something we do as adults we need to spend more money on. We don't care about your programs. Cut your programs. I support small businesses. I support cigar lounges. I do that with the purchase of cigars. I do that with the purchase of lighters, cutters, all sorts of accoutrements. I don't think they should have to suffer because you can't do math. Cut a program. What kind of coward are you, Representative Porter, that you can't cut a program? Hey, let's take a look at the people who own mom and pop businesses and say, F you, here's another tax, have a nice day. Because they're the enemy of least resistance. That's what you do. You don't look at the organization. You don't look at the teachers union. You don't look at this group, that group, the other group, any group, and say, sorry, we're going to have to cut a little bit because we've got a shortfall. Even though the shortfall isn't realized at the moment. Who knows if the $2.4 billion number is accurate? He's got a conference committee report saying a $2 cigarette tax would add $800 million, and the other tobacco products would generate about $54 million. I'm not interested in giving you $54 million. I'm interested in you being a grown man and cutting. You and the men and women you serve with in the General Assembly who were voted in to do the work, go do the work. You want to tax cigars? Kiss off. Cut programs and start with any left-leaning feel-good program. Leave us alone. You have the shortfall and the cigar smoker has to make it up? I started where I started. Every time you guys bring up a tobacco tax, I hope you get a hemorrhoid. I mean, you should get what you're acting like. Tony Katz at 93 WIBC. Good morning. Your next car or truck is at Andy Moore Ford, and right now the deals are amazing because everybody gets employee pricing. Across a full line of your favorite trucks and SUVs at Andy Moore Ford, the entire American inventory has been marked with employee pricing, and Andy Moore Ford is going to make sure that you pay what they pay. The F-150s, the Super Duties, the Explorers, the Expeditions. I'm driving one right now, incredibly comfortable. The pickup is amazing, and all the space you could want. And all of those Expeditions, all of those Explorers, all those F-150s, all with employee pricing. And if you're looking to sell or trade your current vehicle, the time has never been better. Andy Moore Ford will pay top dollar for your used vehicle, even if you don't buy from them. Andy Moore Ford in Plainfield. You should see for yourself why people love Andy Moore Ford, why I work with Andy Moore Ford, and why Andy Moore Ford has got you taken care of. Talk to them today. Head on down to the showroom. Tell them Tony Katz sent you, 2713 East Main Street in Plainfield, or online at Andy Moore Ford. That's MOHR, AndyMooreFord.com.
Premier Deck Coating, the ultimate deck protection. Who are they? Well, they're a sister company of Rhino Shield, and Premier Deck Coating is the product you need if you're tired of applying the same old stain and paint every couple of years to your deck. It's Terry, Stacy, and David and I have a deck that's probably 25 years old. The countless hours and the money that we spend on maintaining that deck never ends. And then we heard about Premier Deck Coating. Family owned, based right here in Indy, and they are going to completely transform our deck with their special formulated product, which repels moisture, scratch resistant in virtually any color that we want, and backed by a 10-year guarantee. No more spending time staining or painting every year. Premier Deck Coating will keep our deck looking great for years to come. Premier Deck Coating can also do fences and pergolas too. For a free quote, call 317-696-4071 or visit premierdeckcoating.com.
Traffic on the 5s at Matt Bear. What do we know?
We have a crash on the east side, westbound 70 at Emerson Avenue. 2 right lanes are closed and traffic jammed back to 465. And as you continue on, crash after the north split. It's on northbound 65, blocking the left lane, causing stop-and-go traffic back to rural. And backing up I-70 65 to the south split. Eastbound 70 also slow because of that crash from west. South side crash eastbound 465 after Harding Street or Bluff Road. It's blocking 2 right lanes, causing stop traffic back to I-69. Inbound 69 working a delay right now of about 12 minutes from State Road 37 down to 82nd Street, and northbound 465 stop-and-go traffic 79th to 865. Traffic sponsored by Cracker Barrel. Big cravings call for Cracker Barrel's new Big Country Skillets. Choose your entree plus 2 sides and a drink starting at $9.99. New Big Country Skillets now at Cracker Barrel. I'm Matt Bear on the 5s at WIBC Traffic.
47 degrees in the American Standard Cooling Weather Center. The time is 8:16.
Big Joe here for your trusted local independent American Standard heating and air conditioning dealer, B&W HVAC Plumbing and Electrical.
Summer heat is coming. Will your air conditioner be ready? Don't risk an expensive breakdown. A quick tune-up from B&W catches problems early and keeps your family cool and comfortable. Join thousands of Hoosiers who trust B&W. Call 317-214-0108 or go to bplusw.com today.
B&W HVAC Plumbing and Electrical, your American Standard dealer since 1961.
Millions of Americans take medicine like Ozempic and Zepbound. Many of them are overpaying by thousands of dollars a year. These GLP-1 medications for diabetes, weight loss, and more may not always be covered by your insurance, but GoodRx can help. GoodRx helps you save every month on prescriptions at over 70,000 pharmacies nationwide. Best of all, it's free to use. Check GoodRx to save on GLP-1s. Just go to GoodRx.com/GLP. That's GoodRx.com/GLP. GoodRx is not insurance but can be used instead of insurance, including Medicare and other federal and state-funded programs.
At Advantage Vent, they make the only crawl-space vent that looks like a window and works like a window. Vinyl frame, double-pane glass, clean airflow, sealed protection. This isn't just ventilation, it's a full upgrade for your home for a mere fraction of encapsulation cost. Reduce moisture, odors, radon gas, and energy bills with Advantage Vent's Indiana-made crawl-space solutions, like their Power Vent with built-in fans. Available on Amazon. Use promo code INDY2025 for your extra exclusive discount today. That's AdvantageVent.com.
Hi, Jeff Roush for Tom Roush Lincoln. Right now, get Lincoln's employee pricing on most all new Lincolns at Tom Roush Lincoln in Fishers. Get up to $20,000 off select 2024 Navigators, up to $8,000 off select 2024 Nautilus, or up to $7,000 off select 2024 Corsair at Tom Roush Lincoln in Fishers.
Navigator MSRP 105,575, Nautilus MSRP 61,995, Corsair MSRP 47,820. Offers good through 4/30/2025. Navigators excluded from employee pricing. Subject to credit approval. See dealer for complete offer details.
You don't Republican Attorney General suing the Trump administration. Yet here we have in Indiana the Attorney General, Todd Rokita, and the Secretary of State, Diego Morales, suing the Department of Homeland Security for failing to verify citizenship of over 500,000 voters. Tony Katz, good to be with you. Todd Rokita joins us, the Attorney General of Indiana. This involves the Secretary of State because they keep up the voter rolls. What is happening in Indiana, and what brings this to a lawsuit-worthy kind of situation?
Hey, Tony, great to be back with you. Hey, listen, I talk with Kristi Noem's administration all the time. She's a good friend of mine from Congress. Of course, the president and I are definitely on the same page. He endorsed me. I endorse him. So what we're doing here, think about back with the liberal administrations, right? They have activists who file friendly lawsuits, so to speak, against the administration, and then the administration backs down and settles it, and all of a sudden you have bad policy via court, right? That takes away your liberty and does other raises costs and everything else. So what the President Trump's administration and I are doing, and with Diego as the client here, as Secretary of State, we're doing the same thing back to him. We're going to go, as I promised back in October, I'm going to get this list of people who registered to vote in Indiana with no discernible outward evidence that they are citizens. And when I get that list, I'm going to see who on that list actually voted. And, then we're going to know if there are citizens in this or non-citizens in this state voting that shouldn't be or not. And it's as simple as that. So I actually have the cooperation, let's say, of the administration here. We're doing a sue and settle process basically in order to make sure that the agreement we come to, Tony, goes beyond the administration. Yeah, I could go get a handshake with the administration right now and get the list, but it wouldn't last beyond the administration. This way, I'm going to get a permanent process that's going to last way beyond the time that President Trump's in office.
First, let's deal with the first part of this, which is people on the voter rolls in Indiana who should not be voting. Is this because they're not legal citizens, or is this because they're not actual Hoosier residents?
No, they're probably most likely, well, I guess it could be both, but most likely Hoosier residents. See, the problem is, Tony, that under our federal law and under the National Voter Registration Act, you don't have to show proof of citizenship. So Indiana has to accept this federal voter registration with no proof of citizenship. And then for Indiana's part, again, our General Assembly, in all their greatness, hasn't put forth a state law that requires proof of citizenship either. For example, Arizona did this recently, and it's been upheld by a court. So there's no reason Indiana couldn't require proof of citizenship, but it doesn't. So neither at the federal level nor at the state level is there a requirement for proving citizenship when you register to vote. So, that requires then it's up to statewide officials like Diego, Secretary of State, who is providing good leadership here, right? And your Attorney General, who I also say is providing good leadership. We could turn our heads, put our heads in the sand, say, oh, sorry, there's no state law requiring it. Have a nice day. But we're taking the slings and arrows and going in a roundabout way, an inefficient way, but doing it, going to the federal government to go get another data set that would show citizenship, and then we're going to compare it to who voted or who didn't. And that's what has the liberals, right, the woke folk, all up in arms because we're actually doing this and showing the leadership and taking the slings and arrows to go get this done. And I'm going to do it. I'm going to find out if there's really a problem here or not.
Talking to Todd Rokita, the Attorney General of Indiana. I'm not here to get involved in what I think about the leadership of any of these elected officials. It's another conversation for another day. I'm going to focus on the subject here, the suing of the Department of Homeland Security. The left will say to you, sir, that this is a fishing expedition. You have, as you're discussing, not necessarily proof of a problem. You just want to see if the problem exists. And they'll say, see, there is no problem. You're just in search of one. Yeah. Is that what you're in search of?
These are such goofballs. It's unreal. I saw one let's call it news source that said, oh, well, there's no evidence that non-citizens don't vote. Okay, so I guess if we don't have the state police patrolling our interstates looking for speeders, there must not be any speeding going on. That's their argument. That's what you just said to me, that they're saying. It's ridiculous. And what I'm doing as Attorney General, as the Chief Legal Officer, as part of law enforcement, we're going to go find out. Maybe they're right. Maybe my hunch is right. Other people's hunch that there is cheating going on, but we're going to find out. We're going to see. So I'm going to go get this list of who's a citizen and who's not out of these 585,744 people who registered without showing any proof of citizenship. And we'll see who voted last fall. And I said I was going to do this before the election, and I'm going to continue to do it. I don't care that there's not an election this year. We're going to find out to make this right.
And as for the idea of the lawsuit, this is about not just getting the information today. This is about future attorneys general being able to get this information if they need it.
Yeah, that's a great point. So, I'm doing this, and there's 4 other leader states that are doing it, 4 counterparts of mine. I'm grateful for their help as well in this. And we expect to settle the matter as between all 4 states and the federal government, get that list. But I'm also going to negotiate at the same time in this deal, and this is where it helps to have a President Trump administration and not a President Kamala Harris administration. I'm going to ask President Trump and Kristi Noem to make this available to all 50 states and territories. And so we'll have that going forward in the future. And if we can do that, although still inefficient, still cumbersome, states will at least have the opportunity, even if they have a do-nothing General Assembly on the matter or do-nothing federal delegation on the matter, we'll still be able to, in a back-end way, determine citizenship of people. So that's my goal here.
The Attorney General, Todd Rokita, I appreciate you taking the time to be with us, the Attorney General of Indiana. Matt Bear has traffic on the 5s. What's up, Matthew?
It is a crash on the east side, westbound 70 at Emerson Avenue. 2 right lanes are blocked and traffic is slow back to 465, delay of 6 minutes. Eastbound 70 slow to the south split from Harding. South side, eastbound 465, crash at Bluff Road, move to the shoulder. And on the northwest side, northbound 465, stop and go traffic from 86th Street up to 865. Inbound 69 grinding from State Road 32 down to 82nd Street. And that's going to be a delay time of 10 minutes. Traffic sponsored by B Window. Right now, B Window is extending their employee discount to you. Get 55% off all products and services plus 18 months, no interest or payments. Trust local, trust employee owned, trust your home to bwindow.com. I'm Matt Bear on the 5s at WIBC Traffic.
Tomorrow on Tony Katz of the Morning News, Trump goes after Jerome Powell and the markets tumble. Meanwhile, if you want to lose weight, there is serious money being made. 6 to 9 a.m., Tony Katz of the Morning News, right here on 93 WIBC.
This is Sammy Terry. There are 2 things guaranteed in life: death and taxes. Death can be painful, but paying your taxes doesn't have to be, with a little extra cash in your pocket from Indiana Unclaimed. Yes, George, you're right. George the Spider reminds us that Indiana Unclaimed returns over $1 million every single week, and there are hundreds of millions of dollars just waiting to be claimed by the rightful owner. Text Sammy to 46220 to find out if you or your loved ones have unclaimed funds. Claim yours today. Text Sammy to 46220 now.
For those at risk for Alzheimer's disease, forgetting the little things is a big deal. A local clinical research study, known as the Trailblazer ALZ 3 Addendum 7 study, is evaluating an investigational medicine for people who are at risk for developing Alzheimer's disease symptoms to see if it can help stop or slow down the appearance of memory and thinking problems associated with Alzheimer's disease. To learn more, visit lilyadresearch.com/Indy. You may be able to take part in this study if you are 65 to 80 years old and have normal memory, thinking, mood, and behavior patterns. Consider the Trailblazer ALS 3 Addendum 7 study today. To learn more, visit lilyadresearch.com/Indy.
Mike Rowe here with a quick question. Is your concrete sinking? Whether it's your driveway, sidewalk, or patio, those uneven surfaces are not just ugly, they're dangerous. That's where Indiana Foundation Service comes in, a groundworks company. They use state-of-the-art concrete lifting solutions to prevent tripping hazards. Schedule your free inspection at indianafoundation.com/row. And while you're there, check out my latest dirty job. It's a good one.
Licensed in all states where work is performed. See website for details.
Applied Innovation has made a lot of IT directors happy with their managed print services offering. Listen to a few of them talk about Applied Innovation. Chris Pfeiffer, IT Director for Doran Mayhew.
So we were able to reduce the number of machines that we use, but increase their capacity. And then basically we cut our managed print services bill in half by doing that.
Applied Innovation customer Linda Philly Watson, Director of IT at LaSalle Bristol.
The devices are well managed, they're well maintained, well supported, and that's less time for me. More time for me to spend on other projects, on other priorities.
Applied Innovation customer Craig Gilliam, IT Director for Suncoast Skin Solutions.
I think it's just the simplicity of everything. They're quick, fast, and so if you need any help, they're on the spot.
Applied Innovation, office technology made simple, backed by a partner you can trust. Call Applied Innovation today, 800-521-0983, or visit appliedinnovation.com.
This May, you've got a chance to see what an IndyCar driver's dream garage really looks like. WIBC's Tales from the Track, presented by Relay Indiana, takes you inside Graham Ray Hall Performance, a high-octane hangout where racing meets luxury. Hammer and Nigel sit down with Graham for great stories, laughs, and insights from someone who grew up on the hallowed grounds of the IMS. It's a backstage pass to speed, style, and surprises. Tickets available now at WIBC.com. Tales from the Track, presented by Relay Indiana. 93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
The president says he's not looking for a new defense secretary. Nothing on radar in downtown Indianapolis, where it's 46 degrees. Your high today, 73. I'm Ryan Hedrick. Here's what's trending at 8:31.
We take the classification of information very important. It's very significant to us that we safeguard it. And so when we had leaks, which we have had here, we did a serious leak investigation.
Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth speaking with Fox News right now and denying there was another leak of classified information on a group chat. Fox's Alexandria Hoff is at the White House with more on this story.
Where the information is coming from, not only the New York Times broke this story again and cited 4 anonymous sources throughout. Hegseth summed it up to reporters yesterday as anonymous smears. The White House is also blaming some negative press involving Hegseth on recently dismissed DOD staffers and have denied reports that the administration is searching for a replacement for Hegseth.
And several Democrats are calling on Hegseth to resign. You may have heard about a tight state budget that could mean some services cut. State Rep Gregory Porter of Indianapolis says he doesn't want to see anything cut, but Republicans are barely acknowledging Democrats as they craft the state budget.
We're asking to be full partners in this. I know we have a speaker, you have the governor, but we as Democrats, the ones that represent, it's about 40 of us in the House and the Senate, we want to be part of that number.
The Democrats want to tax cigarettes $2 extra a pack, which Porter says could mean about $800 million toward the budget. Gunfire, a sword, and a police chase. John Herrick reports on that all happens in southern Indiana, eventually Kentucky Monday.
That's just part of the video showcasing what happened. The cops say Nina Adelina DeVillas was driving recklessly in Warwick County and crashed into a ditch in Chandler. Then an officer got there, but police believe DeVillas got out of her car with a sword and swung it at him, and he had his gun drawn. He shot DeVillas, but she managed to get away in his squad car and sped away to eventually get into Kentucky. Speeds reached more than 120 miles an hour, and the cops say DeVillas was arrested after she crashed in Owensboro, Kentucky. John Herrick, 93, WIBC Mobile News.
You may have seen the Delta flight from Orlando to Atlanta Monday that was halted when flames shot out of the engine right before takeoff at the Orlando International Airport. Video posted online shows smoke and flames coming from the right side of the plane. There were 200 passengers on board, in addition to 10 flight attendants and 2 pilots. Thankfully, nobody was injured. Sports on WIBC is brought to you by Ball State Athletics. Visit ballstatesports.com. The Indiana Pacers could take a 2-0 lead in their best-of-7 playoff series against the Milwaukee Bucks tonight. But the Bucks are eyeing a potential return for guard Damian Lillard just weeks after a blood clot diagnosis in his right calf.
When there's a potential to add a guy like Lillard to the mix, that's extreme. You know, you're putting a first ballot Hall of Famer into the lineup. And so, look, we've played against him enough. We have an idea of what to expect there.
And that said, Coach Rick Carlisle, the Pacers haven't won the first 2 games of a playoff series since their first round series in 2013. Tonight's game starts at 7. Coverage gets underway at 6:30 on 93.5 and 107.5 The Fan. The NFL Draft starts on Thursday, and Colts general manager Chris Ballard was asked about taking a quarterback in the first round.
If there's a player that we deem is worthy of it, absolutely. Why wouldn't we?
And the draft will be held in Green Bay. Major League Baseball, the Miami Marlins doubled up the Cincinnati Reds 6-3, and the Indianapolis Indians go for 5 wins in a row tonight. I'm Ryan Hedrick on the level, on the go, and at WIBC.com at 8:35. Traffic on the 5s. How the roads looking, Matt Bear?
2 crashes east side, westbound 70. The first you'll encounter is at Shadeland Avenue. That's blocking the right center lane. After that crash, westbound 70 at Emerson, blocking the right lane. Traffic is stop and go from Emerson Avenue back to Shadeland Avenue, and a little bit beyond that. Delay time at 10 minutes. South side crash, eastbound 465 at Bluff on the shoulder, slow to I-69. Traffic sponsored by Indy Decorative Concrete. Spring's here and it's time for a new patio. Indy Decorative Concrete is offering free demolition. Offer ends April 30th. Visit IndyDecorativeConcrete.com for details. I'm Matt Bear on the 5s at WIBC Traffic.
50 degrees in the American Standard Cooling Weather Center. The time is 8:36.
Spring's here and it's time for a new patio. Indy Decorative Concrete is offering free demolition. Offer ends April 30th. Visit IndyDecorativeConcrete.com for details.
How bad is it? Don't sugarcoat it. Give it to me straight. Want coffee?
I think I need some coffee.
Time to fill up on the news. Tony Counts, 93 WIBC. Good morning. What are you doing? What's happening, everybody? We have got ourselves Dow futures up 319, NASDAQ futures up 156. Oil prices, right? Where'd my oil prices go? West, why is that all jumbled up? Oh, a second. Sorry. There we go. West Texas crude at $63.92 a barrel. Brent crude at $67 a barrel. And the 10-year Treasury at 4.4. That has not moved. Not where Trump wants it to be at all. Of course, there was a big sell-off yesterday because Trump was saying, Jerome Powell's a loser. And Jerome Powell's got to go, and I should be able to fire Jerome Powell, and I should fire Jerome Powell, but I'm not going to fire him yet. And okay, that's going to make the market say, well, we're not focused on the things. We're not focused on the things. That's my only take, is that the market wants to see a little bit of calm. I think this meeting with the Vice President, J.D. Vance, in India with Prime Minister Modi, saying that the groundwork is basically set to be able to engage now a trade negotiation, has got some people pretty happy. Again, Japan, South Korea, Vietnam. What's the deal? And does the deal mean the removal, the reprieve of the 10% baseline tariff? That's when you see the markets move. And yes, it will have an effect on Midwest Main Street, considering goods from those places that are purchased by Hoosier manufacturers, Hoosier small businesses, that are then utilized in other products and then resold by these Hoosier businesses to us. The less they spend, they can bring prices back in line with where we want to be. So this is everything that we're looking at. And then I had Pete Hegseth was on Fox News this morning talking about the Signal story and the chat and was he speaking to people inappropriately about inappropriate things on a non-secure platform.
If you remember when this all started, the first go-around, because this is the second go-around, right? They peddle old stuff, they kick it back up. I said repeatedly, no one's texting war plans. You know why I said that? Because I'm in the bowels of the Pentagon every single day. Just 10 minutes ago, I was looking at actual war plans of things that were ongoing or pending things to happen, because that's on a regular basis on classified systems. That's my job for the war fighters, for the President of the United States. I look at war plans every single day. What was shared over Signal then and now, however you characterize it, was informal, unclassified coordinations for media coordination and other things. That's what I've said from the beginning. At the beginning, it was left-wing reporters from The Atlantic who got a hold of it and then wanted to create a problem for the president. This is what it's all about, trying to get at President Trump and his agenda. Now, here at the Defense Department, because, Brian, I want this to be very clear, we take the classification of information very important. It's very significant to us that we safeguard it. And so when we had leaks, which we have had here, we did a serious leak investigation. And through that leak investigation, unfortunately, we found some folks that we believe were not holding to the protocols that we hold dear here at the Defense Department. Through that investigation, they have been moved on, and that investigation continues. As a result of that, everything we do here is above board, trying to make sure that we safeguard information. In this point, those folks who were leaking, who have been pushed out of the building, are now attempting to leak and sabotage the president's agenda and what we're doing. And that's unfortunate. It's not what I do. It's not how we operate. And so you've got another allegation being pushed again, not based on how we're operating around here. We're for the warfighters. We're for the president. And none of this is based in reality.
Okay. I do question how long Trump would be okay with any of this, and if he's okay. Through sources I know, like, and trust, there's the conversation that Trump is taking a look at other people to replace Hegseth. You never know what's 100% true. Nor do I believe he wants to. I don't think he wants the headache or the hassle of that. I don't think he wants the story to be he picked a Secretary of Defense and, he can't do the job. What I said earlier holds. I simply won't listen to the progressive left lecture to me about it when they had nothing to say about Lloyd Austin. Because we're still not saying that anything classified has been leaked by Pete Hegseth. We're saying that there's a sloppiness, which would be a different conversation. Lloyd Austin went AWOL. President didn't fire him. There was no public reprimand, nothing. And the left didn't call for it. Not listening to those senators and those members of Congress and those people in the media now. I won't. Do I think Trump is looking? Maybe. But I would argue if he is looking for somebody new, he should just replace Hegseth. And I wasn't advocating for that. I'm saying if he's looking, you've already made up your mind. Just do it already. We'll see. We will see. Tony Katz, 93 WIBC. Good morning. Now might be the right time for you to sell your home. I mean, it is the selling season. The activity is up. Best time in years to sell your home, but some homes are sitting on the market. Hiring an expert who can maximize your equity, minimize the hassle, that's the key. The expert recommended to sell your home? Mark Dietel. Perhaps what you're worried about is your home needing costly repairs or upgrades, right? In order to sell. Mark Dietel is the real estate expert, trusted and recommended with the sale of your home. Mark Dietel guarantees your home sold at a mutually agreed upon price and deadline, or he will buy it. Just pick your move date. No long-term contracts. You can cancel at any time. David in Martinsville said, we bought our dream property and had to sell our old place with land by the end of the year to avoid a big tax hit. We had an agent friend who gave us no activity for months. Worried? We turned to Mark Dietel to save us. Mark's team took over, marketed our property like pros, and got our property sold in plenty of time. You want to call the local Indianapolis agent, trusted and recommended, the agent who guarantees your home sold or he'll buy it. Call Mark Dietel today. 317-755-4232. Get all the details or go online to markdietel.com. That's Mark Dietel, Dietel, markdietel.com.
Politics, punchlines, and pure WIBC. The Mashup Podcast pulls the day's best moments from Tony Katz, Kendall and Casey, Hammer and Nigel, and drops them in one place. New episodes each weekday. Search WIBC Mashup wherever you get your podcasts.
Matt Bear here for Trajan Wealth. Trajan Wealth, the fiduciary advisors. Indiana weather has been volatile, right? Almost as volatile as the markets. We need peace of mind. Find a sense of security with a review of your financial portfolio with Trajan Wealth. They're always monitoring and assessing the markets for you. You are the priority. Call and schedule your first appointment at 317-480-4040 or visit TrajanWealth.com. First appointment is free. The thing I love about Trajan is that they are a fiduciary, meaning they act in your best interest always, and that means wealth management designed to protect, maintain, and grow your financial portfolio. Call and schedule a consultation at 317-480-4040 or visit TrajanWealth.com. Remember, your first appointment is on them. Advisory services offered through Trajan Wealth, LLC, and SEC registered investment advisor. Paid advertisement.
Traffic on the fives. Matt Bear, what are you doing?
Two crashes on the east side. Tony, westbound 70 before Arlington Avenue. That's the right center lane closed. Traffic stop and go back to 465. 8-minute delay there. Then the second crash is westbound 70 at Emerson Avenue, blocking the right lane. Eastbound 70 slow to the south split from Belmont. Crash east side, Post Road north at 42nd Street. Crash in Speedway, Crawfordsville Road at Tansel. Also, inbound 69, stop and go traffic, 116th Street, 282nd for a 9-minute delay. Traffic sponsored by B Window. Right now, B Window is extending their employee discount to you. Get 55% off all products and services, plus 18 months, no interest or payments. Trust local, trust employee owned. Trust your home to bwindow.com. I'm Matt Bear with traffic on the fives. Follow us at WIBC Traffic.
50 degrees in the American Standard Cooling Weather Center. The time is 8:46.
The pothole. Formed in colder months, tiny fissures are born, and in no time at all, they grow into big, gigantic tire killers. That's why you need Matt Bear Traffic.
Watch out on Keystone Avenue.
He'll guide you around these hidden monsters.
Yeah, might as well call it a basement.
And on to safer ground.
You don't want to be in the far left lane.
Mornings and afternoons on 93 WIBC.
Your future holds so much potential. The question is, are you planting the right seeds today to make it flourish? At Howard Bailey Financial, we strive to help you create a retirement plan that can adapt to your evolving needs, offering guidance to bring you clarity, confidence, and purpose along the way. Whether you're just beginning or refining your financial strategy, we're here to support you. Let's grow something lasting together. Text GROW to 888-262-1104 to start planning for your future full of possibility. That's GROW to 888-262-1104. Take the first step today. Howard Bailey Securities, LLC is an independent financial services firm and uses a variety of different investment strategies. Please see disclosures at howardbailey.com.
Hi, I'm Charlie Comer,
owner of Comer and Cross Concrete Floors. If you're even thinking about a new garage floor, I promise you will love your new Comer and Cross garage floor more than any home improvement you do. Every single day for years to come. That's why so many builders use Comer and Cross. And Comer and Cross patios look way better than a new one at a fraction of the cost. Comer and Cross garage floors and patios are the gold standard, guaranteed to never chip, crack, or show tire lift like epoxy or paint ever. And we make it so easy. We are all courteous uniform pros. We have the equipment and know-how to fix your concrete perfectly before applying your gleaming, new, proprietary Comer and Cross finish. We even take your stuff out for you. For your quick and easy, no sales pressure estimate, please call us right now at 1-800-NEW-FLOOR. That's 1-800-NEW-FLOOR. Or go to comercross.com.
Okay. I know what this is. I gotta think of the the right words. Okay, I got it. Tony Katz, 93 WIBC. Good morning. It's time to play America's favorite game. What the heck is that TV theme song? Here's how we play. Producer Carl picks a television theme song from yesteryear. I have to guess what it is. And sometimes there are hints, sometimes there are not. It took me a moment. Because I thought with like the whole drumming thing, it might be Baywatch, but no. This is NYPD Blue. Thank you. Thank you very much. I'm right here, everybody.
When
One
Tony's
arm, still making it happen.
When Tony's not paying attention to the political news, he's watching TV.
That's what I do. I am all about the Nick at night and the Nick at afternoon and the Nick in the mid-morning.
My network TV.
That is what I'm doing right there. Don't ask why I know these things. Don't ask why I know these things, yet I do. That is NYPD Blue. That is Dennis Franz. Was this the one that was this David Caruso?
Sounds familiar. I just know that it got a lot of controversy because it was the first time they showed a butt on TV.
Yes. It was David. It was Dennis Franz nudity. But I think his partner was David Caruso. And Caruso thought he was such a star that he left the show. Basically, he learned nothing from Shelley Long. which is the great story. Shelley Long is Diane on Cheers, and Cheers is a mega hit. And she's like, I'm going to be a movie star.
But she did have movies.
Star, I say. I'm going to leave you television people behind. And that was the end of that.
She had movies, but Suzanne Summers really kind of left her career behind.
So the Suzanne Summers story is amazing because Suzanne Summers said to her husband, who was kind of acting as her agent, I'm the number one star in this category, right? Everybody's tuning in to see me in the shorts or whatever it is they're tuning in for. She was on Three's Company. We need to go in on the next contract, and we need to get a piece of the back end and this and that and the other. And her husband went in all tough, and the Three's Company people said, bye. And not only that, as she tells the story, in the last 3 episodes of the season, she wasn't even allowed on set. When she appeared, they built another set for her, and they took her in via guard. And it was the kind of set where she was on the phone with Jack Tripper and saying, yeah, my grandma's still ill. I got to keep an eye on her. So she was talking into a fake phone to no one to record these couple of lines, and then they escorted her off set. That's how it happened with Suzanne Summers. That is a crazy story. The moral of the story is twofold. You don't get anything unless you ask, and sometimes it doesn't work out. So in the case of Suzanne Summers, it didn't work out. In the case of Shelley Long, she thought that she was bigger than everything. And that didn't work out. And now I'm being reminded that on NYPD Blue, David Caruso was replaced by Jimmy Smits. Jimmy Smits had left LA Law to try and have a movie career. But Smits made up for it because he had a fine career after that. But that's right, he was on LA Law, which is, by the way, a theme song I wouldn't be able to get if my life depended on it. I can't remember what that theme song is. Don't play that tomorrow. You're going to have to do something. In every contract negotiation, your only leverage is the willingness to leave. That's it. That is all you have. Now, sometimes you have a skill set and all these other things. Don't get me wrong. But if you don't feel it's enough, you got to go for what you got to go for. And you have to accept the fact that it doesn't work out. You might be out of a gig. That is it. But to not know how good the gig is and to not think that you don't ever believe your own hype. Let Shelley Long and David Caruso be learning lessons to us all. I will catch you guys at noon. Matt Bear has traffic.
2 crashes westbound 70 on the east side. The first one at Emerson Avenue. And that just got pushed to the shoulder as we were talking. That's awesome. Traffic stop and go back to 465. The second crash in that delay is around Arlington Avenue. It's blocking the right center lane. Yeah, right in the middle of the interstate. Inbound 69 stop and go traffic from 106th Street. 282nd, a 7-minute delay to negotiate that. Also looking at crash east side, Post Road, north of 42nd Street. Crash East 10th Street at Post Road. Then a crash in Speedway, Crawfordsville Road at Tansel. Also looking at southbound 465 on the east side, a little bit slow, 72 Washington. Traffic sponsored by Indy Decorative Concrete. Spring's here and it's time for a new patio. Indy Decorative Concrete is offering free demolition. The offer ends April 30th. Visit IndyDecorativeConcrete.com for details. I'm Matt Bear on the 5s at WIBC Traffic.
Promises made, promises kept. Governor Mike Braun's bold leadership is already getting things done for Hoosiers. Governor Braun and State House Republicans are delivering massive property tax cuts. We're talking nearly $1.5 billion in relief. That's real money back in homeowners' pockets. But Braun didn't stop there. He cut local income tax capacity by nearly $2 billion and capped the local income tax rate to protect Hoosiers. And Braun led the fight to reform local government taxes, giving Hoosiers more say by requiring referendums be held in high-turnout elections. Thanks to Governor Braun and State House Republicans, your property taxes will be lower, future increases are reined in, and the system is now more transparent. Visit HoosierHope.org and let Governor Braun and Republican legislators know you support historic property tax cuts. Paid for by HoosierHope.org.
Are you dealing with foot, knee, hip, or back pain? Well, it sounds like you could use a spring in your step. Hi, this is Phoebe with the Good Feet store, and I've got just the thing to help you spring forward into comfort. Good Feet's unique, patented 3-step arch support system is designed to reduce pressure on your joints to keep you feeling energized all day long, even when you're running on an hour's less sleep. With less pressure on your joints, you'll also experience less pain and discomfort too. When you visit the Good Feet store, we'll take time with you to figure out what you need on your free personalized fitting. You can also take all the time you need to walk in-store to feel the Good Feet difference personalized for your feet, your shoes, and your lifestyle. Most of our customers say they feel relief immediately, and you can too. Make your appointment today at goodfeet.com. Don't just live with the pain. Discover your options and spring into comfort at the Good Feet store. Come in today for your free personalized fitting and test walk. We're in your neighborhood. Visit goodfeet.com to find the location nearest to you.
Oh no, stomach issues again?
Stomach issues? Who are you? Your pancreas. I could be the real reason for your diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose oily stools.
I thought it was my stomach.
People often do, but any of these symptoms could mean having a condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. With EPI, the pancreas doesn't release enough enzymes to break down food, but EPI is manageable. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and speak with your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
April showers
showers can bring plumbing downers, and my friends at Hope Plumbing don't want you to get caught in a flood this spring. Make sure your sump pump is working properly to avoid any damage. During the month of April, call Hope Plumbing and get a free sump pump with the purchase of a new battery backup system. A sump pump is vital to protecting your home from heavy rains, so you don't want to delay in calling Hope Plumbing. The number 641-HOPE, that's 641-HOPE, or visit them online at hopeplumbing.com.
The Attorney General's Office, reuniting Hoosiers with over $1 million in unclaimed property every week. Visit indianaunclaimed.gov or text money to 46220 today.
This is Danny Reinhardt with Reinhardt Heating and Cooling. Give us a call for any of your heating and cooling needs. We're here to serve you. 317-745-4526.
Reinhardt is your trusted local independent American Standard Air dealer.
Executive orders are flying.
Instituting reciprocal tariffs. They do it to us, and we do it to them.
Policies are shifting.
He changed the policies.
There will be a 90-day pause on the reciprocal tariffs.
Priorities are being rewritten.
I don't understand what the confusion is.
Follow the home stretch of the first 100 days.
The American dream, just dream big. We're bringing it back.
When the ride is over, it'll stop here.
Greatest movement in the history of the world.
Stay in the know while you're on the go. 93 WIBC.
Hammer and Nigel show 3:06 this afternoon. Pacers into playoffs. Jeff Boggs in studio. Some caller roulette. Let's have a day.
Coming up in 2 minutes from the Technology Recyclers Studios, what